All right. Welcome to another episode of RPR Live. Tonight we wanted to cover some alien news for you. We've got quite a few articles on tap here for you tonight. We've got a full panel tonight. And as the panel knows, we will not be talking over each other tonight, so you guys can actually understand who's talking and what they're saying. So those are the rules tonight. But yeah, we've got some aliens in the house this evening as well. Matter of fact, One of them decided to join the show. We'll find out who here in a minute. But yes, there has been some news lately from Mexico officially acknowledging aliens' existence. We'll get into that, amongst other things. By the way, as usual, the thumbnail and all of the slides you saw prior to the show starting were created by AI, which makes me wonder where it's sourcing that material, right? Pretty creepy shit, but cool nonetheless. Spent some time on that one, going through and making sure to get that one just the way I wanted it. So the little UFO diagram and the little alien diagrams, that was something that I kind of worked with on AI to get just right. Anyway, we've got a full panel tonight. We'll go ahead and bring them in. Let's start with who do I want to start with this time? This guy. We'll just throw him on. He doesn't even know. He doesn't get announced. There he is.
Yeah.
Sean, how are you doing?
Doing all right. Took a day off for once, so getting to enjoy it, chillax, go to the
Very
D&D.
good. Hell yeah, man. Nothing wrong with that. All right. And we've got some alien news that you shared with us. We'll get into that here. Something that I hadn't heard of, and you apparently haven't heard of, and apparently a lot of people witnessed, but it's not what they thought it was, huh? We'll see about that. Yeah. All right. We've also got Crusader Nate in the house tonight. How are you doing, sir? Oh, we can't hear him for some reason. There he is. We can hear him now.
All
right.
I love the delays in technology. You know me, just living the dream. I was able to throw a brisket on my smoker last night, pulled it off after 23 hours, so I'm doing great.
I would say so. 23 hours on a brisket. That sounds like a pretty good way to go.
That's going to be good.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
all right. Speaking of things that always love to get roasted, Tommy D, welcome to the show.
Great segue.
You guys, I tell you, go fuck yourselves. It's all good, man. Doing all right. Got to work all the way through the weekend. Got a big project. It sucks working with Israelis. Anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Let's see what his caption says here. I haven't seen that tonight.
Yeah, I do engineering because engineers can't.
There you go.
I think Jimmy might agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. We've also got one of our resident aliens here. He's not quite an alien like you'd expect, but he is a Mandalorian. So welcome, MGTOW Mando, to the show. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm fine. I hope you don't mind my buddy in the corner. He has strong opinions about aliens, and he only speaks in sign language.
What in the hell is going on?
I love it.
That is
that's
awesome.
Good shit. All right.
Not
Right
quite
on.
seditious, but on point.
Yes. All right. And we do have, like I said, a very full panel tonight, but we're talking about aliens, so it should be all right. MGTOW Outlawed joins us tonight as well. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you guys.
All right. Any abduction stories from this week? Any squirrels gone missing in your neighborhood? Anything like that?
No, but I see you guys have been busy tagging me and stuff on Gilded of my squirrel brethren, nature. But I look forward to seeing if these articles can prove the existence of aliens tonight.
I don't know if anything we show on this show is going to undeniably prove anything, but it's always worth discussion.
Rhino, may I ask a quick question? Only because he opened the door. Should we be sharing Outlaw the links to Squirrels Gone Wild?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, no.
Do it.
My brethren
it.
being exploited on Squirrel Hub?
Squirrel.
What kind of
Yeah.
insanity is this?
Oh boy.
All I know
Squirrel
is it's quite
trafficking is.
squirrely.
Listen, squirrel trafficking is wrong. That's all I got to say.
Squirrel
Knocked
getting
over-
their nuts off? What?
Knocked over a skyscraper is the caption here.
Oh,
So,
shit, I forgot to change that. Hold on. Not her wrong picture.
all right, we'll get a couple of the other guys in here really quick, and then we'll carry on with the articles and the shit show that is to come. We've got Spy Balloon. Welcome to the show, sir. Can you hear us?
Well, he was.
Yeah, he was
You're
here,
not-
and
You're not
now
supposed
he's
to
gone.
add him yet. You're not supposed
All
to
right.
add him yet. He's driving.
Oh, well, if I could read, that would help. I didn't see that. Now I see that. Okay. Well, in that case, Spy Balloon has drifted off somewhere, probably back to China. We'll add Ike. How are you doing, Ike?
Doing great. It's really warm in here, so I hope my air conditioner isn't too loud for you guys.
Not
Can't
much air
even hear it.
conditioning. Nope. Don't hear
Not
much of
hearing
that.
it.
Oh,
We,
awesome.
we see the Trump mugshot back there, which is always appropriate. We've got the evil monkey on the shelf there.
That is Mouth Agape Abe Jr. up there.
There you go. All right. Any abduction news this week? Did any of your friends, family, or fellow squirrels go missing on your end?
I have no news about any of that. I know a little bit about what's going on. I think it's a psyop to try to get us away from Huntress Biden.
You see what's going on there is the voice of reason. Somebody that says this is all bullshit. Well, I mean, this is an open discussion tonight. Is the alien thing bullshit? I'm going to jump in. Then we've got an alien to add to the show. I'm serious. We've got our own alien.
An actual one. Good.
An actual alien. Listen, here's the thing. In 2011, if you would have asked me if the government was ever going to just announce that, yeah, aliens are real, I'd been like, yeah, fuck you. That's not true. Well, there goes my monetization. I try so hard. I do for like the first 10 seconds, and then it falls apart. One of these days, I'm going to learn not to cuss on my stream. But until then, you're all
Never.
fucking cunts. You're all fucking cunts. Let's move on. No, in 2000, I just fucked it. I don't care. I really don't care. In 2011, I would have told you no. That's never going to happen. The government will never admit to it. And then 2023, 2022, I think even in 2021, they were saying, yeah, aliens are totally real. Here's the footage from the military proving that we've got UAPs. You know, the more I live on this planet, the more I'm seriously starting to consider that in 2012 we all did die. And this is hell. Because everything since 2012 has made no fucking sense. And the more I think about it, the less sense it makes. Like, I woke up sometime in 2011 and the world was still normal. And then sometime after that, I woke up and you got 65 flavors of gender. You've got fucking, the list goes on and on. It's insane. You've got, Sleepy Pants or Sleepy Piss Pants Joe running the country. You name it. It's insane. And now aliens, it's real. And here's the funny thing: the world's gotten so fucked up since 2020 that when the government was like, "Yeah, aliens are totally real," the whole world was just like, "We don't fucking care. How about you reopen everything?" And how about you fuck off with inflation? That's where everybody's at now. Like, there was a meme I saw today on the internet that said, if aliens abduct us at this point, it's considered a rescue mission. And I'm
Yes.
like, you're not wrong, man. I feel that. Like, get me the fuck off this fucked off rock. So, on that note, we do have our own resident alien. Welcome, Dr. Alien von Probenstein, to the show.
Well, hello there,
What am
Rhino.
I doing?
I'm a little upset that you don't think.
I am real.
Don't you remember that time that I probed you?
Night.
I'm pretty sure you erased my memory, so I don't recall, sir.
Oh, right. That's
thank
right.
God.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, I got you too, Ike. Don't you remember? No, you don't remember.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I don't. But there was one day a couple weeks ago when I was
It was a little
sick.
sore.
I woke up and there were things that were sore that I'm not going to talk about because I don't want Rhino to get demonetized.
Do,
Yeah.
do you remember that you woke up with Felton?
Up your ass.
No, it's like the opposite of what normally happens. The problem is Felton doesn't.
You're up
have
Felton's
an ass. He
ass?
doesn't
Wait a
He doesn't
second.
exist.
Wait a second. You said the opposite of what normally happens. Are you suggesting that you usually wake up with you up Felton's ass, or
no.
this just got weird? Back to the alien.
Jesus Christ.
It's all alien mind.
Mind control.
Oh, welcome
We're
to
controlling everything. Don't you realize that?
By now.
Welcome to another Friday night episode of Red Pill Rhino. If you're still here, thank you. It's going to get weirder as we go. Any final thoughts, Probenstein, before we get to the meat and potatoes of the show?
I look forward to probing
You all.
Yay!
You guys are
No.
seriously pushing me towards wanting to drink and do the most drugs I can possibly take.
That's the
Oh,
goal,
hey.
sir. That's the
Hey.
goal.
Hey, Outlaw,
This one's
look
for
at
you. This one's for you.
Outlaw, look at it this way. Tonight we're talking about silly alien stuff. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about they'll be talking about dark humor and blowing up a bunch of aliens.
Also, I'm about to bring up an article that just happens to coincide with the Book of Face. So if you are a certain Riggs of junior proportions, you may want to stop messaging me at this point. Just saying, I'm giving you the warning now. I don't want you on screen while we're filming here. Okay. We do have Pentagon just released NASA footage of a 2,000-mile long, that's a big dick, UFO near Saturn. So,
Can I
let's
just
see what that's
interrupt
about.
real quick,
Sure.
Mr. Rhino?
Please don't.
Did-
Please don't.
Did you ever notice that the Pentagon kind of looks like a robot?
Robot asshole.
Yeah, a little
It's
bit.
not by chance. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
an obsession.
Can you explain why there was a missile inserted in the robot asshole? Because that's what I want to know.
That's called a probe.
All I'm saying.
Uh,
So when I
Friday
start
night.
drinking, so when I start drinking for beginners, what do you guys recommend?
Everclear. Just go straight to Everclear.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
Everclear is the go-to if you want to just get drunk fast.
I'm talking about not me on my ass drunk and I'm a
Everclear.
beginner.
Moonshine.
Drunk.
Just go straight to
I prefer-
moonshine then.
Yeah.
I prefer Romulan ale.
Just
Romulan
wake up
ale,
the
there
next
you go.
morning, don't remember any of it.
God.
Well,
What am I doing
that's
with my life?
that's what you hope to do when you come here on a Friday night. All right. On that note, as usual, I'm going to get this out of the way early so we can carry on with the show. Thank you for all of those that donate and support the channel and keep us free from the clutches of YouTube's big, giant, fucking fornicating fingers. I don't like them. I'm sure you don't either. But if you'd like to support the show, redpillrhino.com, or in the description of the video, you can find the Cash App, PayPal, or if you want to buy merch, we've got Bronto Lives Matter merch, or Squirrel merch, which goes directly to Billy Von Baum's Beer Fund. So if you want to support Billy, head down to redpillrhino.com and scroll all the way down the bottom. You'll find the link to that. Also, you can donate on Cash App or PayPal to this show if you want to keep us going and support the show. Like I said, links are in the description or at redpillrhino.com. If you'd like to join our gilded community, you can email me at redpillrhino@hotmail.com because we're fancy and sophisticated here, and I have a Ferrari in the backyard just raring to go. It's on cinder blocks, though, so yeah. On that note, let's go ahead and get into the first article here. If I can get shit to work tonight. Pain in the ass machines here. The aliens are fucking with the tech over here. All right. And this is, again, the Pentagon releases NASA footage of a 2,000-mile long UFO near Saturn. Let's see. All right. I got it pulled up here. I think there's a little bit of a lag coming on my end. You guys can see it now. Okay, we're going to full screen that. Hopefully. Or whatever that did. That didn't do what I wanted to do at all.
Are you using Starlink?
That full screen. Here we go. No.
Makeup to potentially support life
Oh, Jesus.
God damn.
is Enceladus.
An astonishing cache of NASA footage. For the first time, the world is about to witness the undeniable evidence of a 2,000-mile-long, unidentified flying object that mysteriously appeared near Saturn. From an experiment.
All right, we're having some technical difficulties here. I'm not sure what's going on. Those of you watching in the chat, is it lagging out on you, or are you able to see what's going on?
It's lagging.
let me
It's
know.
lagging for me.
Yeah, same here.
All right. Of course, we're talking about something they don't want us to talk about.
If somebody else plays the video, do you think it'll play better for everybody else? Is it like an internet issue on your end?
No, we've got 200 download speed here. Well, almost 300 download speed, excuse me. So it's not that. It's something else going on. It might be the shit computer, but let's see what happens. We're going to try again here.
It's also not necessarily about the download speed. The upload speed might have an issue too.
Outside of Earth that has the chemical makeup to potentially support life. That place is Enceladus.
I think upload speed is 16 or something like that. So I don't know. But anyway,
for a decent live streaming, you need at least 14.
Through the
But
corridors
it's
of power and among conspiracy theorists, the U.S.
You're cutting out there.
Me? It's running better.
Ike, what were you saying there? Okay.
I said
all
it's,
right, we're going to
running-
continue.
running
U.S.
better.
Army has just declassified an astonishing cache of NASA footage. For the first time, the world is about to witness the undeniable evidence of a 2,000-mile-long, unidentified flying object that mysteriously appeared near Saturn, as captured by NASA's most advanced telescopes and satellites. But what exactly is behind this colossal UFO? And is it a secret government experiment or an extraterrestrial spacecraft? We unravel what the U.S. Army just released about NASA's footage of a 2,000-mile-long UFO near Saturn.
All right.
Former U.S. Army Command Sergeant Major Robert Dean just made an astonishing revelation about alien encounters, drawing on his military experience to provide captivating insights into various extraterrestrial interactions with humanity. His time at NATO, 1963 to 1967, lends credibility to his claims. In 1964, he presented an assessment paper for NATO, examining the implications of alien presence on Earth. This revelation came during the 50th anniversary celebration of the Roswell incident. During a UFO presentation at Leeds University, Major Dean disclosed that during his service, he was aware of 4 distinct extraterrestrial groups. This number had grown to over 12 by the time of his retirement. Notably, this awareness extended to both U.S. and potentially British military personnel. Surprisingly, he hinted at the existence of over 100 different alien organizations with mysterious origins, revolutionizing our understanding of extraterrestrial involvement and the complex relationship between Earth and distant civilizations. One of the 4 major alien groups particularly caught the attention of military officials in 1964. These beings closely resembled humans, seamlessly blending into society, frequenting aircraft, restaurants, and even theaters. This raised concerns about their infiltration into influential institutions like SHAPE headquarters and the Pentagon. Military officers reacted with a mix of amusement and apprehension at the thought of these beings potentially entering the White House. Major Dean offered a unique perspective, suggesting that humans share similarities with intelligent aliens, hinting at an undisclosed reason for this connection. He believed that alien encounters extended beyond interactions between planets, involving beings from different star systems and even cosmic realms. This non-human intelligence possessed multidimensional attributes, manipulating both time and matter, challenging our traditional understanding of the universe. These aliens were not just explorers, but also deeply intrigued by humans. Their mastery over time and matter presented a challenge to conventional physics, requiring the collaboration of American and British physicists. Major Dean, not a scientist himself, acknowledged the complexity of dimensions, drawing from the insights of theoretical physicists who hinted at the existence of 10 dimensions. This understanding was built on 4 decades of accumulated evidence, emphasizing that it was not science fiction but a reality poised to profoundly change our world. Major Dean predicted a forthcoming transformation, signaling the end of the familiar world we've known. He believed this revelation would reshape our thinking and pave the way for an unprecedented paradigm shift. At the Barcelona Eco-Political Summit in 2009, Major Dean presented a series of remarkable photos that offered unprecedented insights. Among these photographs were images allegedly taken by Apollo 12 astronauts, showcasing a massive mystery spaceship hundreds of feet in diameter. These revelations were unlike anything seen before, promising to revolutionize our understanding of the cosmos. In his 41 years of dedicated service to the United States, Mr. Dean encountered many extraordinary revelations. However, the disclosure that humanity has a profound connection with advanced extraterrestrial bits of intelligence left him utterly astounded. According to him, this deep interplay between us and these beings has existed since the dawn of human history and continues to this day. He boldly asserted that one particular alien race had re-engineered our species approximately 200,000 years ago, transforming us into Homo sapiens sapiens and altering our genetic makeup. Major Dean, a prominent figure in ufology, received 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards for his substantial contributions. His unwavering credibility sparked widespread interest, with many embracing his revelations. Although Mr. Dean passed away in 2018, his legacy continues to influence the ongoing discussion surrounding extraterrestrial involvement in human history. Shifting gears to space exploration, in 1977, NASA launched the groundbreaking Voyager 2 mission from Cape Canaveral, Florida. This spacecraft embarked on an unprecedented grand tour, visiting Jupiter and Saturn, and later becoming the pioneer in reaching the ice giants Uranus and Neptune, along with their intriguing moons. Voyager 2 is currently an astounding 12.1 billion miles away from us, constantly beaming back information about the heliopause, the outer boundary of our solar system. The enduring connection between Voyager 1 and 2 and NASA's Deep Space Network is a remarkable feat. These probes keep sharing data and following commands, with another 5 to 6 years of data collection expected. This mission was incredibly innovative, taking advantage of a rare planetary alignment that occurs once every 176 years. It allowed the Voyager probes to use gravity assists to explore the solar system. Both Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 carried the famous Golden Record, a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc containing a montage of sounds and images representing Earth's rich diversity of life and culture. While Voyager 1 holds the record for being the farthest artificial object from Earth, Voyager 2 is renowned for its multi-decade exploration of the giant planets in our solar system. Voyager 1 captured the iconic pale blue dot image, and Voyager 2 unraveled the mysteries of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These probes have uncovered numerous discoveries that continue to astonish planetary scientists. They provided valuable insights into Saturn's intricate rings and studied Titan, a moon with an Earth-like atmosphere. The small moon Enceladus surprised researchers with its geological activity. The Voyager missions also inspired the Cassini mission to Saturn, with Voyager 1's Titan flyby sparking the idea for the Huygens probe, which landed on Titan's surface. Future missions, like Dragonfly, are set to reach Saturn's moon Titan in 2034, building upon the legacy of the Voyager missions. Additionally, there's an intriguing narrative about alleged anomalies near Saturn, as Major Dean shared astonishing photos he claimed were taken during Voyager's mission to Saturn in the 1980s. Bob Dean's revelations about colossal luminous anomalies near Saturn ignited a passionate debate among the public, scientists, and UFO enthusiasts. He claimed that a mammoth entity, potentially an alien spacecraft, floated near Saturn, matching Earth's size and scale. This enormous presence, he argued, measured about 2,000 miles in length, with a diameter of 400 miles. Dean's theory suggested these massive electromagnetic vehicles played a role in forming Saturn's rings. These elliptical ships, nearly 7,000 miles long, were believed to orbit not only Saturn, but also the Sun, Jupiter, and Uranus, emitting visible exhaust. These astounding claims fueled speculation about an advanced civilization either residing on Saturn or strategically using its surroundings. The object's appearance puzzled experts. It appeared larger than Earth's moon and transformed between circular and cigar-shaped forms. Dean proposed that the object exhibited intelligent movement within Saturn's rings and among its moons, sparking theories about its potential purposes, including mining Saturn's rings for resources. Though speculative, this concept added another layer of mystery, suggesting an extraordinarily advanced civilization capable of harnessing space's abundant riches. Meanwhile, NASA's Cassini spacecraft uncovered a new enigma within Saturn's iconic rings during a cosmic alignment. On August 11th, during Saturn's equinox, sunlight embraced the rings, casting a shadow from a small moonlet approximately 25 miles long onto Saturn's B ring, creating a captivating celestial image. This tiny moonlet, measuring around 1,300 feet across, added to the wonder of Cassini's encounter with Saturn during this rare equinox phenomenon, which graced the planet every 15 Earth years. The spacecraft's mission was meticulously timed to align with Saturn's equatorial moments of intense sunlight, 27 months when the sun bathes Saturn's equator at noon. During this unique occurrence, any object within the plane of the rings casts a distinctive elongated shadow against the cosmic backdrop. Some speculate that these shadows might be alien spaceships, but this remains unproven. Meanwhile, former NASA engineer Dr. Norman Berggren has sparked interest with his audacious claims regarding extraterrestrial vessels near Saturn. Working at NASA's Ames Research Center, he suggests that UFOs are present in our solar system and play a role in forming planetary rings, including those around Saturn. What makes Berggren's statements remarkable is that he asserts these alien spacecraft aren't limited to Saturn. They're also near ringed planets like Jupiter and Uranus. This broadens our perspective, suggesting more widespread cosmic interactions beyond Saturn's boundaries.
Can you pause it for just
Berggren's
half a
1986 book, Ringmakers of Saturn, delves deeper into this concept.
Okay, I just want to point one thing out. This guy has pronounced the name of the planet Uranus about 2 or 3 different ways over the course of this video. It's like the guy cannot... It's like he cannot make up his mind as he wants to use the proper scientific name or the name that 12-year-olds use when they want a cheap laugh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, that was just bugging the living daylights out of me, Rhino.
All good, man. We're going to jump back in from here.
Featuring enormous alien vehicles known as ringmakers orbiting Saturn. He posits that parts of Saturn's rings may have formed due to the actions of these ships. It's worth noting that Berggren's statements aren't recent. He made them in 2016. He recalls seeing long cylindrical objects within the rings, complete with exhaust systems and other intriguing characteristics. While these ideas may challenge conventional beliefs, they invite us to reconsider our view of the universe and the potential interactions beyond our world. Berggren also claims that gigantic living alien UFO spaceships are rapidly multiplying on Saturn's rings, posing a substantial threat. According to him, these extraterrestrial vessels not only exist, but are autonomously reproducing and seamlessly adapting to their cosmic surroundings. This astonishing claim was detailed in his book, Ringmakers of Saturn, sparking considerable interest and implying that these alien spacecraft might be finding refuge on Saturn's rings, potentially using them as both an energy source and a means of concealment. The surprising claim of technologically advanced alien races exploring our solar system using sophisticated adaptive spacecraft has sparked intense debate. Norman Berggren's assertions challenge mainstream science and have intrigued many UFO researchers and enthusiasts. Some speculate that NASA might be hiding evidence of extraterrestrial exploration to prevent panic or global unrest. Berggren's credibility is rooted in his work on highly classified aerospace projects for Lockheed Martin and his role on the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics. While his claims are subject to debate and lack strong scientific support, they remind us of the limitless wonders of space. The question of whether blurry photographs from distorted planetary images can prove the existence of advanced extraterrestrial technology remains unanswered. Shifting gears to the Cassini spacecraft, it embarked on a 13-year expedition to explore Saturn's captivating rings and celestial surroundings in unprecedented detail. This mission was a collaborative effort between NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Italian Space Agency. It was led by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, based at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena. Remarkably, nearly 6 years after Cassini's iconic mission concluded, it revealed a discovery. The journey took us above Kraken Mare, a vast expanse spanning 680 kilometers, and then to another impressive sea named Ligeia Mare. This region's name invokes images of mythical sea creatures. As we continued our cosmic voyage, we encountered puzzling areas with limited topographical data, followed by passages over smaller lakes, each measuring around 30 miles or less. Our exploration of this cosmic canvas continues. During Cassini's exploration years, its radar sensor diligently gathered data to create images of celestial water bodies. A significant discovery within this data was the presence of phosphate in Enceladus, one of Saturn's moons, concealed beneath its icy surface. This milestone was published in the prestigious journal Nature. Cassini's cosmic dust analyzer collected ice grains and watery vapor from cryovolcanic eruptions on Enceladus, revealing something extraordinary. It unveiled a remarkable abundance of sodium phosphates and phosphorus concentrations, surpassing Earth's oceans by 100-fold. Phosphorus, the foundation of life, was found in the ocean beneath Enceladus's icy exterior. This elusive molecule, nestled deep within the ocean, holds the tantalizing promise of habitability. It plays a crucial role in cell membranes, DNA, and RNA. The lead author of the study, renowned planetary scientist Frank Postberg from Berlin's Free University, lauds this discovery as extraordinary. He emphasizes that it marks the first time phosphate, a critical life ingredient, has been detected in an ocean beyond Earth's boundaries. Dr. Christopher Glein, a co-investigator and esteemed planetary scientist at the Southwest Research Institute, advises cautious optimism. While finding the elements of life is a significant step, it's only part of the cosmic equation. The discovery also included methane, dihydrogen, and carbon dioxide, adding layers to our understanding of Enceladus and the potential for life beyond our planet. The intrepid Cassini spacecraft unearthed a captivating clue within the inscrutable plumes of Saturn's moon. It discovered methane, a key component for life, and this cosmic revelation became part of a remarkable study published in Nature Astronomy. Cassini, driven by human ingenuity, found not only methane but also an unusual concentration of dihydrogen and carbon dioxide molecules. These curious compositions challenge conventional geochemical processes, sparking an intriguing question. Could Earth-like bacteria survive on Enceladus's peculiar surface? Pioneering thinkers have envisioned a scenario where hypothetical bacteria on Enceladus consume dihydrogen as fuel, producing methane in the process. Enceladus, cloaked in ice with a concealed ocean, hints at its potential to support life. Parallels emerge between Earth's mesmerizing hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor and Enceladus's ethereal plumes. As water interacts with rocks within the moon's oceanic heart, it may serve as a source of chemical energy. Mathematical models, fusing geochemistry and microbial ecology, meticulously analyze Cassini's methane data. Renowned biologist Regis Ferrier, a co-lead author of the study from the University of Arizona, notes the resonance between these data patterns and the rhythms of microbial activity in hydrothermal vents or other ambiguous phenomena, distinct from Earth. The possibility of life survival persists. In our skies, the Pentagon, the pinnacle of security, grapples with 144 reports of unidentified airborne phenomena in a quest to unravel a mystifying puzzle. Interestingly, in a gripping testimony during a hearing on unexplained events, Navy pilot David Fravor recounted an incident that would etch his name into UFO history. In 2004, Fravor commanded an FA-18F squadron aboard the USS Nimitz, an impressive aircraft carrier. During his tenure as commander, something extraordinary caught his attention: a tic-tac-shaped object. Flying off the Southern California coast in 2021, Fravor discussed this encounter on the renowned show 60 Minutes. Fravor's journey began while practicing with the Nimitz Carrier Strike Group alongside Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich. The advanced radar on the USS Princeton detected signals from multiple anomalous aerial vehicles that defied the laws of gravity, descending rapidly from 80,000 feet. Intrigued, Fravor and Dietrich set out to investigate. They watched as a small white tic-tac object floated above the water for about 5 minutes. As they got closer, Fravor noticed something astonishing. The tic-tac seemed to mirror his movements, a dance of awareness between man and machine. The enigmatic object resembled an aircraft, similar to Fravor's FA-18F, but devoid of wings, markings, or exhaust plumes. Their attempts to decipher this puzzle led to an even more surprising revelation. The tic-tac accelerated at an incomprehensible speed and vanished from sight within moments. Remarkably, it reappeared less than a minute later, but now 60 miles away. Fravor's words carried weight and resonated beyond our understanding. He testified before the House Oversight Committee's National Security Subcommittee, emphasizing that the experience transcended the material science and capabilities of their time. In this historic encounter, the boundaries of science were pushed, hinting at unfathomable possibilities. During the hearing, Navy pilot David Fravor presented his evidence, but he wasn't alone. Ryan Graves, a veteran Navy pilot who had previously spotted unidentified aerial phenomena during training, stood by his side. Adding to the perspective was David Grush, a 14-year intelligence officer. These shocking revelations didn't stop there. A report released in January of the same year disclosed that over 500 UAP sightings had been reported since 2004. While some of these cases had logical explanations, a significant portion remained a mystery. Fravor's encounter with the Tic Tac UFO represents humanity's confrontation with the unknown, an embrace of the enigmatic. Now, let's shift to Luis Elizondo discussing the mysterious Black Triangle UFO. A U.S. Navy pilot captured a photograph of this peculiar black triangle UFO emerging from the ocean depths. While the Pentagon hasn't officially confirmed its existence, insiders suggest it's real. In a 2020 interview, the former head of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, Luis Elizondo, hinted at the photo's existence. He mentioned that the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force had collected photos of unexplained aerial objects, including a crystal-clear snapshot of the perplexing triangle emerging from the ocean. This incident involved a large triangle with rounded edges and bright white lights at each corner, allegedly occurring off the east coast of the United States. The pilots operated from the Nimitz-class nuclear-powered supercarriers USS Dwight D. Eisenhower or USS John C. Stennis. Such encounters fuel conspiracy theories, especially as they seem linked to UFOs and nuclear capabilities. While officials acknowledge the photo's existence, they provide no further details. The task force focuses on unidentified submersible phenomena, objects capable of traversing both underwater and aerial realms, which may have origins in our planet's oceans. On the other hand, John Shepard, an ordinary man, found himself at the center of a captivating mystery one peaceful June night in 2014. He and his wife were camping at Twin Shores campsite near Kensington when, at 11:30 p.m., something extraordinary unfolded. A diamond-shaped light, about 75 meters from the shore and nearly a kilometer away, shimmered above the sea, resembling a scene from science fiction. Shepard, driven by instinct, grabbed his phone and started filming. His commentary captured the surreal moment. "It's flashing brightly on and off. Briefly, it reminds me of a dreidel or a spin top," Shepard marveled. Just when he thought the story couldn't get stranger, a second light joined the spectacle about 3 minutes later, leaving Shepard bewildered. He confessed, "I have no idea what that is. I've never seen anything like it." He hoped the footage would reveal more than the naked eye could see, but also feared being labeled as crazy. As time passed, questions mounted. More than a year later, Shepard remained perplexed, unable to liken the sight to a helicopter or plane. As the mesmerizing light show continued, Shepard's anxiety grew. Seeking refuge behind a bush to photograph the spectacle while staying hidden, he witnessed the lights vanish about 8 minutes into his recording, leaving behind a trail of intrigue. Shepard reached out to Canada's Mutual UFO Network, a nonprofit dedicated to investigating UFOs. They took his case seriously, recognizing its rarity. But despite exhaustive investigations using advanced technology, the bright lights in Shepard's footage remained unidentified. Drone experts ruled out drone activity due to high winds and the presence of two separate objects. Assistant Director Stu Bundy confirmed that Shepard had indeed witnessed a legitimate UFO. Skepticism coexisted with Shepard's unwavering conviction, as he acknowledged that while it was unidentified, he couldn't confirm it as a spacecraft. This case was ranked among the top 10 sightings of 2014 by the network, securing its place in UFO history. Thanks for watching another episode of Voyager.
All right. So there you go. We're going to get back to the panel here. What are your thoughts on that clusterfuck of information that was presented?
That was a lot of very disconnected information trying to be used to prove a certain point.
Yeah.
It sounded like a middle schooler trying to give a spoken word presentation.
Yeah, I completely agree with that assessment.
Yeah, word salad bullshit.
No,
Yeah,
no,
a lot of
no.
it-
Word
bullshit.
salad bullshit.
I can't quite say it was word salad. It didn't sound like anything that Biden puts out.
No, we're talking about
That's true.
we're talking about
It
Kamala
was-
at this point.
Yeah,
Camel
yeah.
toe
Well,
Harris?
no, it was better than anything Kamala or Biden have ever put out. So I'll give him credit there.
True.
All right.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts on anything that stood out to you in that? Anything
Well,
that
A couple of
piqued your interest?
There are a couple of things where the person who produced that did have some potentially, if not valid points, then interesting points. Saturn
All right.
has long been a hotbed of conspiracy theory and just straight up weirdness. Have you ever looked at pictures of the southern pole of that planet?
Can't say that I've stared too long at the southern pole. No.
If you ever look at the south pole of Saturn, there is a perfect or geometrically perfect hexagon on the underside
Yep.
of that planet.
It's like a continual storm, like the eye of Jupiter, but instead of being oval shaped, it is a
Okay, I see that.
almost a perfect geometric shape. And
If
that
anybody
also has
has
Aurora
that,
Borealis.
If
Sorry,
anybody
go ahead.
has that, can you present screen and we'll show it?
Let me see if I can call up. an
I
image of it.
just found a picture. Hold on, I can present the screen. I just pulled it up.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Feel free to go on. Sorry about that, man.
There. I just shared it.
No, I was just going to say they can also witness Aurora Borealis or like the northern or southern lights from the outside or from, space, which is kind of cool.
There you go. All right, let's see if this
So,
pops up now.
with-
That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, so with anything, he said some truths and some untruths. So, our race comes from Uranus, where there's a lot of methane,
Oh my.
and we when we probe you, we put in the tic tac size probes, right? And we leave them there so that when we take over, it'll turn you
All into slaves.
Lovely.
Well,
Well, that explains why certain individuals enjoy flicking the tic tac.
exactly.
Why am I
Banned.
here?
well, you see, you did this thing where you clicked the link to join, and
Push the button.
then you showed up. you
Yep,
pushed
push
the
the
button,
button.
sir.
It's the tic tac probe. You see, it just makes
So-
you do
Tic Tac
things
probe.
that you don't necessarily want to do, but you do
I
because we
do have a
control it all.
connection. I do have a very close connection to outer space. Just FYI, a very good family friend of mine. He was a developer, a person that worked on the NASA space shuttle missions. He was the guy that helped design the cargo bays in the space shuttle.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
And I saw him a couple of years ago, and I got to ask him some alien questions, which I'll bring up later. But he's told me some really awesome stories that I can relay if you guys want at some point.
The answer to that is yes, and definitely tonight. We will get back to that though. We've got quite a fucking bit more to get into. A lot of it has to do with Mexico. Apparently, listen. I'm all for little green men. I grew up in a generation where I felt all we wanted to do was prove that aliens existed. I remember when I was a kid, I was fascinated with those alien books. I had a fucking jar with a fermented alien in it. It wasn't real. It was just resin. But whatever. I loved aliens. You got the books that talked about Roswell and all the conspiracy theories and the cigar-shaped UFOs and all this shit. And, I even tried to fake. When I was a kid, I had a little fucking 35 millimeter camera. Tried to fake some UFO footage just for the fun of it, fucking around. I feel like I did see a UFO with my buddies getting off the bus one day. We had this fucking thing in the sky. It went behind a cloud and never came out. But that's all. That's all for me and UFOs. Like, I didn't see a fucking alien land in front of me. I don't remember being probed by Dr. Alien von Probenstein. I don't remember. Probably happened, but yeah, I always had a fascination with him, you know. And then the movie Alien, of course, terrifying. Fucking things bursting out of your chest and taking over planets. But anyway, there was always a fascination with it. And of course, then you have things like Star Wars and everything, outer worlds and planets and aliens. So I've always loved that shit. And you know, it's fucking sad that now they're announcing this and saying, yeah, it's real. I grew up on the fucking X-Files, all right? That was my thing. Mulder and Scully, every week I'd tune in. I'd sit down on my mom's couch. It wasn't really a basement. It's one of those sub-basements or whatever. But they had a TV down there, one of those big fucking things that you had to tune with your hands. And I turned on the fucking X-Files and get my popcorn out and watch Mulder and Scully figure out what the fuck was going on with the chupacabra or fucking aliens this week. And I loved that shit. And I was excited. I'm like, one day they're gonna say aliens are real. They're gonna finally say it. And now they said it. And I think they're full of shit. You know, go ahead.
My suspicion. Sorry.
Hang on.
My question is, why are they concerned with these aliens when we already have an invasion of aliens happening at the southern border?
I had
Good point.
I was hoping a member of the panel was going to. I asked somebody from the panel. We didn't get any, but I was hoping for a submission of footage of thousands of illegal immigrants crossing over to our country, because that is the real. Please do, because that is please do. We will share that. That is the real alien invasion going on right now. But yeah, it's a goddamn shame, isn't it? I was waiting for the little green men to come down and say, "Yeah, we're here," and now it's. You know when they used to say, yeah, exactly, take me to your leader, and you're like, oh, fuck, Mars attacks, right? Now you're just hoping for it. Now you just fucking act. Now you just want it, man. Like, yeah, start with that guy over there. You see that? He's shitting his pants in front of the fucking Pope. That's the guy. Shoot that guy. I mean, allegedly.
Well,
okay,
what is it? Fuck. Is that meme that you found on Facebook? It's a rescue mission instead of an abduction now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I have a synopsis about the aliens. So I believe that the aliens are real, and the aliens have visited us. The aliens have they're so advanced that they may be shape-shifting into looking like humans. They're observing us from afar, and they know not to show themselves, because what do you think the first thing we as humans are going to do? I hate to say it, but we're still cavemen to them. We are still barbaric and destructive. So if they did show themselves, the first thing we would do is either try to kill them, dissect them, or try to eat them.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking that, it's the same concept as us, right? As modern people going to look at the Amazon tribes out in the Amazon, and the first thing they do is fire arrows at the airplane, or they try to kill the people coming to visit the native tribes. So that would happen on a larger scale if the aliens did show themselves to us. And maybe the aliens created those propaganda videos of them coming to invade to kind of scare us into not looking into that. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to know the truth? No? Okay.
Yeah, no,
So
go ahead, you son of a fuck.
About 20,000
1,000 years ago.
one of I think his name was Kyle. He came here. We were on a mission. We were checking things out here, and it got a little crazy, and he humped one of these monkeys, and then all of a sudden, now you got this whole human / monkey / alien thing going on. So we're, and that just, took over your whole world as this half human monkey alien experiment, really. And now we're just, we're just checking up on things to make sure, things go
No, that-
okay. Because
That was
it was
actually
an
the plot
experiment.
of the. That was actually the plot of the Destroy All Humans video game.
That's a good
Few-
game.
a few thousand years ago, aliens, after wiping out life on Mars, came
I'm
by
curious.
Earth for shore leave. One thing led to another, and now human DNA contains a little bit of Furon DNA.
Yeah,
So
And
here's
there's
my
basically
thing.
what happened.
How many of you grew up on the X-Files? Like, I know a lot of you guys that watch this channel based on the algorithm.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the
Didn't
shit,
watch.
man. And somebody said it was Sunday nights. I remember that because you had school the next
Yeah,
morning.
Broken Pine.
But fuck it, I'm watching X-Files. It was like on 8 p.m. or something like that, 8 to 9 every fucking Sunday. I remember that. Got out the popcorn. Sometimes I'd fall asleep. It was a boring episode, whatever. But and it was Malcolm in the Middle before that, if I remember correctly. But
I
anyway,
love Malcolm in the Middle.
there you go. Wait, we're changing subjects. How many of you in the chat fucking love the X-Files? Not the new shit they tried to do. I don't even know the point of it anymore, but the original, the old school fucking X-Files. The truth is out there, the title of the video. How
Only
many
ever
of you
seen
grew
the
up in the
movie.
chat? You've only seen what in the blasphemy? Get the fuck out of here.
I've only ever seen the movie and the band episode, the one that they don't play anymore, with
Look,
the inbred family.
X-Files was so cool back in the day to me that I had the soundtrack, and it had it's been popularized by I think Scream, but the Red Right Hand song, and then Peaky Blinders stole that song later, but it originally was on the X-Files soundtrack, and they had Foo Fighters, Black Helicopters. They had a bunch of good shit on that soundtrack. That was back when you could buy a soundtrack for the TV show. That was
Gonna say this much. Just really quick in my defense. I grew up in a slightly religious family,
That'll
and
do
I
it.
wasn't even allowed to watch The Simpsons. I still did it though, because we had a black and white TV in my bedroom that we could fucking watch whatever the fuck we wanted onto. We just had to like turn it to the right fucking like thing
What
and
the
get it like
hell?
right there. And
This is
the
why
fucking
you
antenna
don't
and shit.
you don't let your you sounded like you lived in a cult, man. That's no fun.
No. The problem was the best part was they didn't realize that Futurama was done by the same people that did The Simpsons. So I was allowed to watch
You were allowed to watch Futurama.
Wow.
They fucked up. They
If I
fucked
may,
up.
if I may,
Can I make the point that I've been trying to make
One at
for
a time.
a couple of minutes
Just
now?
stand by 2 seconds, Mando. Spy Balloon first.
if I
and then
had
Mando,
some,
the
so I
floor
got
is
two
yours.
things. So first, I got a story. I almost got abducted, me and my friend, and then second is
Wait. Stop.
Wait,
Stop.
you
Stop.
can't just
No,
like,
no. You can't talk about being anally fucked by an alien and just like brush that over. So let's get into that.
Okay, well, yeah,
Let's
that's
talk
one of my
about
stories.
one by
But
one.
the first one, but before I jump into that, I have another theory with the aliens. Is like 10 years ago, my buddy showed me like a video with some transcripts in it, and supposedly one of the aliens crashed their craft, and they were picked up by the government. It's like a super secret like transcript that was shown to me, and supposedly they were able to communicate with it via a light. It was able to flash a light on and off. And about halfway through, either because of its injuries from the crash or because of our atmosphere, the alien was having trouble breathing. They came in and they tried to save it, but unfortunately, the alien did die from it. And the theory behind that was either the alien was injured from the wreck, or our air is so polluted, or the viruses we have in the air ended up killing the alien because through its respiratory. And then I gotta find the transcripts for that. I'm more than happy to share. I gotta find them. I'm pretty sure they were scrubbed from the internet because I remember reading them somewhere. My buddy showed me. And then second
convenience.
was what's up?
I said convenience.
Yeah.
I want to know about you allegedly escaping butt fucking. Like that's what I'm interested in.
All right. So where I grew up now, I live in a small town, and so there's a secret area that's behind the shopping center, and it's all wooded, but it's up on a hill, right? So behind the shopping center is like a big parking lot on the backside, Just when I put that in reference, right? It's a giant parking lot, probably about 300 yards, and it's like one way in, one way out. It's like, a one-way driveway to come to the backside of the area. So on top of the hill, there's an area where if you were in high school, you would come back there. We had like a little like leave some, take some type stuff. So me and my buddy went up there like a couple years ago. What's up?
Where they smoked pot.
Basically that. People leave beer. There's a cooler out there. It's always getting refreshed by ice, or there's ice cold beer in there. So we went over there to deliver some supplies and also maybe enjoy some of the stuff left behind. And it's about like 1 in the morning, and we're having a good time, and we're enjoying the items that were left there for us. And a black Cadillac pulls into the driveway on the backside, to the back of the it was like a 2016, 2014 Cadillac ATS. So just want to put that in perspective, the 4-door Cadillac. So it comes in, it parks at like the second parking space facing towards the woods, but not facing towards us. So it looks like some people just sitting in the car. It was like a cold, like October,
did they look
maybe
like this?
late September, early October night.
I just want to know if they look like this.
Rhinos.
We didn't see the people. We didn't see anyone in there. And so we go back to our partying, and all of a sudden, like we hear like giant beaming, like machine noises. I don't know how to explain it, but like, some like loud noises. And then all of a sudden we were scared. We didn't look over the hill, what was going on. But the second the noises stopped, we were like, dude, we got to look over the hill. We look over the hill. All 4 doors on this Cadillac are wide open. The engine is still on. The lights are still on. And we were just flipping and freaking out. Like, we got to go. We got to leave. So we got back in his car and we drove past the Cadillac. The car is still on. The engines, all the lights are still on, but all 4 doors are wide open. So we have 2 theories. Either the people in that car were aliens and they got beamed up, or the people in that car got abducted. But here's the thing too, is that it makes sense in both ways. So, because other people say, oh, maybe they stole it and ran away. Well, if they stole the car and they ran away, we would hear footsteps or people running away, or another car to come pick them up. And why would they leave the car running? And then
I'm going to apologize in advance for this.
What the hell's going on here?
I'm getting zapped up.
I'm just playing some music that sounds like the theme song for what is it? The TV show or whatever. It's public domain, so I can play it.
Oh,
And you won't get
play away, sir. Anytime things get weird around here, any fucking time things get weird.
But since that night, we haven't been the same.
All right. So if anybody in a black Cadillac around you disappears, it might be alien butt fucking going on. Be
No,
prepared.
that was totally us. Yeah. Totally us.
You picked up the
Also,
2
we have-
individuals in the car and left it running.
We have Eric
Absolutely.
Zombro with us as well. Welcome, Eric Zombro, to the goddamn show. Got spooky in here when we added you.
Nice. I like that intro music. I just wanted to jump in and make a point, Rhino. What you guys were talking about, like the creation of man. Have you guys ever read any of the Von Daniken books?
I read
Yeah.
I read Zachariah Sitchin's series.
Zachariah Sitchin, yeah, and it's actually pretty interesting. Like, if you go by like mainstream science, like the how man came about, like it's really interesting because it can't be explained. Something happened, like the brain development, happened too fast. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term the Big Bang of the brain. It's actually really interesting stuff.
I
Which
just
I
told you
honestly
what
think
happened.
a lot
It was
of people got left behind by.
Yeah,
Listen,
a lot of
the
people
Big
got
Bang,
left
the
behind.
Big Bang in the brain was my time playing football in high school.
I just told you what happened. It was Kyle doing the Big Bang on one of the monkeys.
Oh no!
That's what happened.
You guys hear that?
That's what got me retired from the police department.
What the fuck is going on here? Everybody's getting abducted. A matter of fact, I don't know what happened. It looks like Outlaw, he just... Fuck. Holy fuck. Outlaw just got abducted.
Shit. He just got abducted.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Or spaced, one of the two.
Hang on. We got to get Outlaw back in here. I'm not sure what happened there. We'll get him back in.
You need me to jump
he's
out?
gonna
Or?
come- No, he's gonna. He was abducted. We're trying to figure out what happened to him. We're gonna take a quick break and see if we can't pull him back down from the saucer. I don't know what the fuck happened there. He was here, he screamed, and then he was gone. So we'll be right back. We're gonna do some Jeffrey Paul jams for you, and then we're gonna get into Mexican fuckery and how to do your best impression of an alien with clay. And we're gonna get Outlaw back in here. We got to save him from the aliens, so we got to go to break. In the meantime, check out Jeffrey Paul. You can find him on YouTube. He also has an album out. You can find in the description of his video something about fucking Ike is like pointing. He's like he's
I'm pointing at the alien. Like you're talking about Outlaw being abducted.
He's screaming. He's asking for help.
Oh no, I got abducted too! Holy shit!
Oh fuck! Now there's two of them. There's two of them gone. Fuck, we got two guys abducted now. The only suspicious character on here is in green. We'll be right back. We got to get these guys back. They are totally getting butt fucked right now.
You said
I'm getting the KY ready.
You said in green. Are we talking about Von? What's his name? Or
it's a weird green. It's a very weird green. It's like that guy. It's that guy. I'm pretty sure he's stealing
More like
members of our
aquamarine.
panel.
I'm
Anyway,
getting the gloves and KY ready.
Lumps of KY.
we're going to go to break. Please check out Jeffrey Paul on YouTube. Subscribe to him. Like his videos. Buy his fucking album. Fuck off. We'll be right back. I got to fight an alien to get our panel members back. Enjoy.
Did you find your guys? We left them in a field.
Listen, you goddamn dirty butt fucking bandit. We're gonna need our team back to continue the show. You think we could do that? Could you return them to where they were?
They should be there. Last we
No.
checked.
No, a field doesn't count. I need them back on the panel. Very important to continue the show, sir.
Well, it's normally not the way it works, but we'll see what we can do.
All right. Well,
They will have no
they'll be-
memory of it either. Just saying.
hopefully not. I'm hoping they don't have memory.
Right.
I'm hoping they don't have memory of whatever you've done to them. All right, we'll get Outlaw and Ike back as soon as possible. Apparently they're in a cornfield somewhere. They might be hanging out with Jimmy right now. I know Jimmy couldn't make it tonight, and that's probably because he got dumped off in the same field. That's how you get to Cougar Master level 10. Getting fucked by an alien, then dumped on out in the cornfield with some fucking cougar. That's how it happens. That's actually how it happens. If you want to get to Cougar Slayer level master level 10, you got to get abducted and then dumped in a field with a cougar. Let's get
That
back to the
wasn't in the
panel.
brochure, though. Just saying.
It's not in the brochure, but it's part of the program. Let's get back to the panel. What are your thoughts on the abduction going on around here? How you guys feeling? You feeling pretty safe or a little bit uncomfortable here?
I've got enough ordnance to keep them away.
Yeah, I'm in that boat. I've got enough ordnance and swords to keep them away.
That's the moral of the story. Don't come unprepared. That's where
I have a question to ask. Is he responsible for all those missing kids in Maui?
No. That's Biden.
That's dark.
That's
that
Biden.
got very dark.
Sorry.
Oh shit!
I had to go there.
He released one of our hostages.
Hey, guys.
Finally, fucking
What's
hell!
up?
It took long enough.
Thank God. You guys ready to do a stream tonight? Oh shit!
Oh, and he has no recollection of it either.
No,
Hey.
Outlaw. Where have you been the last 5 minutes? Do you know what you've been
I
doing?
was on Brandon Trueblood stream, and I came over here to see if you guys were ready to stream tonight. So
Yeah, that
Heck
was
yeah,
about an
let's
hour
go.
and 24 minutes ago, sir. Do you have any recollection of the last hour and 24 minutes?
no, the stream should just be starting, right?
No, we've been on for an hour and 24 minutes. It's okay. Don't worry. There's nothing at all to worry about. Everything is just fine.
It's
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It was Kyle.
If you notice
Oh.
Rex
Hanging a lot of
bleeding
shit on
tomorrow,
Kyle.
see a proctologist. That's all you need to know.
I mean, I am. Now that you mention, I am kind of feeling sore back there. I don't know. But
Wow.
it could be just from sitting in the chair too long.
Yeah,
it was the
it's
Mexican
definitely
food you ate earlier. That's all. It was the
Yeah.
Mexican food.
definitely the
The
Mexican food. That was all that's wrong. On that note, let's jump in. We got one more hostage to be released. Hopefully, at some point very soon, we'll get him back. That cocksucking butt fucking motherfucking alien better let him go. On that note, let's get into.
Can I make the point I was trying to make before the break?
Yes, go ahead.
Just like you, I grew up in an age where I was regularly waiting for the government to say, yes, aliens are real. Yes, this is what we've been doing with them. Yes, they are a threat, or no, they are not a threat. We have been lied to as a society so much by our government that at this point, they could literally come out and say that the sky is blue and that the atmospheric content is mostly water. And I would have to get an external or an outside opinion from a qualified scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely would agree with you there.
So with them doing alien disclosure now, it's only because of the fact that they know a certain political official and his party has screwed the pooch so badly, they have no way of keeping any other narrative going. So they're throwing everything they can at the wall to see what sticks.
I agree with
Speaking of
that.
screwing pooches, what the fuck happened to Biden's dog? Anyway,
Oh,
I haven't.
Whoa.
Damn,
I'm
dude,
sorry,
that
man.
was harsh.
Maybe it was too far. Too far. I just know the dog was a big topic, and then suddenly the dog was gone. And I'm trying
isn't
to
that the
figure out
dog-
why.
Isn't that
Sorry.
those Secret Service agents?
I don't know how people can believe in aliens. Ow! Ow! Shit, my ass hurts. Ow! What the fuck? This chair hurts.
Just be a proctologist tomorrow. You'll be fine. If you notice any unusual metallic lumps or any issues going through metal detectors, don't worry about it. It'll disappear after a couple of decades.
Holy shit, terrorism is finally over. Ike has rejoined us. How are you doing, Ike? Looks like they dropped him off with, a 40 or something. What do you got there? We can't even hear you. Oh, my God, they took his voice. They took his fucking voice. We'll get back
he was
to
just
him.
saying how we shoved the can up his butt.
No,
Just
so they
saying.
didn't just take his voice, but they took
Okay.
his dignity.
I think I
Pretty
got it.
much. Yep.
Yeah, they fucked up my entire setup here. But I don't know what you're talking about.
Holy shit.
I literally just got here.
Whoa.
and
Whoa.
I have
Hold on.
have to stand up.
No, there's no gorilla anymore. I don't see Trump. It's all gone.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck happened, dude?
Well, because sitting down hurts, and I just got here, and I can't sit in my chair because it fucking hurts like for like a motherfucker for some reason.
What
you know when
the
you go.
fuck did you do to my panel, you son of a bitch?
You know when you know
We
when you go
use
to
KY.
the,
I don't see what the problem is.
No, you go to the fucking hot wing place and you get the hottest fucking wings, and after the next day, that's kind of what it feels like.
I mean,
If-
it was the wings.
Hold on. I need to
got-
discuss something very important. If you are experiencing false memories, please write us your story at redpillrhino@hotmail.com. If you feel like you had hot wings, but yet you have no receipt of hot wings, and suddenly your ass hurts and you have a missing lapse of about 5 hours of time, redpillrhino@hotmail.com. We'll discuss your abduction story.
Rhino.
Yeah,
Right now, I'm gonna say this just really quick. For the last hour and a half, I've had this thing running, and so I've got it recorded, and we can play it later on in the show. We can play the audio of what was going on right before I showed up on your show.
Excellent. You can't go wrong with the Talk Boy. That thing's always accurate.
I mean, what's the deal? Like, I'm noticing the stream's been on for like an hour and a half, and I just literally left True Bloods. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Sorry, guys.
Many things
Nothing.
out
Why
loud.
did you guys
Nothing's
tell
going
me-
on.
Like, why did you
It
guys
was the
not tell me
Mexican food.
Oh, my camera decided to fuck off. Give me a
You
second.
go to Taco Bell out loud?
Listen, we
no,
gotta-
like I literally just got off True Blood stream, and then I got on here, and it's like, you guys have been live for a long time. Why didn't you guys tell me? Like, what's going on here?
Okay, hey,
We'll
Listen,
explain later.
I'm just saying, we got a fucking show to run here. So Taco Bell or not, we got to get on with things. But I'm so sorry that your ass hurts. We'll figure it out eventually.
Outlaw, just look at the stream tomorrow, and you'll find out why your butt hurt right now.
So may I add something?
No, I'm not.
It
I'm not
doesn't
butthurt.
hurt
I'm
yet.
just- nobody's
It doesn't
offended me.
hurt
I'm not
yet.
butthurt.
I wanna
Yeah,
add.
Not
My
that
butt
kind
does
of
hurt
butt hurt,
physically,
man.
though. Like, I don't understand.
Wanna
Hang
add
on, we're gonna throw
So
Spy Balloon
there-
up here. Yep.
There's another theory about time dilations. Supposedly, when you are
Yeah,
abducted, they
dilated.
don't. When you are abducted, you don't have no recollection of time. Time passes, and there's been stories of people who go from that long highway that goes from Nevada, I think from Nevada to California, that long stretch of highway. And according to GPS, it only takes about like an hour or two to get from Vegas to California. People have reported that they'll go on the highway and they'll be there like 6+ hours later. So I'm thinking people are getting abducted going on that highway.
Well, I'll say this much: that highway was the only experience I've ever had with missing time. When I drove,
Right,
from
there's been a lot of-
Florida to
there's been a
Slow the
lot of
fuck down.
reports
Slow the
like
fuck down. Mando, what the fuck are you talking about? Genuinely, what do you mean
When I
missing
piece-
time?
when I PCS'd from Fort Riley to Fort Irwin, There's a couple hours I can't account for where I traveled at least 200 miles.
Interesting.
Yeah, and apparently people reported that from the highway that goes from Vegas to California. And
All right.
people have reported that they'll get on, and GPS says only about an hour. But supposedly people get on there and they'll be there by like, if they leave at 12, they'll be there by like 6 o'clock.
Oh, see, here's what I found. Going to Fort Irwin, the trip didn't take that long. Escaping Fort Irwin, the trip took forever.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
I don't know if you guys have noticed anything on YouTube or not, but have you guys noticed people talking about Bluff City, Utah, losing time?
No.
Yeah. Losing time or like glitches in the Matrix. Like one guy said he got there and he checked into his hotel and then like he only remembered going up to his room and then like it was like the next day and like he had no recollection of what he did, where he was, what happened, anything. It's actually pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of it on YouTube. Bluff City, Utah.
If anybody on the panel wants to pull up some of
Black
that in the background and present screen for me, we'll check that out as well. But in
You
the
said Bluff
meantime,
City?
Bluff City, Utah, yeah. We'll have to take a look at that
see
if
what I
anybody
can
wants
find.
to do some digging for me. Let's see. We do super chats, but we're going to read some of the chats tonight. Question. Are the people abducted carrying? Because I personally don't abduct or probe anyone who is packing a gun or blades. So that is a question. That's a question for our friend Probenstein. Can you answer Shinobi for us?
Well, see, I don't have a problem with that, and neither does Kyle. And Shinobi probably works with a different group, but our group we don't have a problem with.
Okay, so the bigger question, I've been wondering this for a while now. Before we get into the next article, who the fuck is Kyle?
He's the dude
Were you
that
not
fucked
listening earlier?
the monkey.
No. But
He's the monkey
what's his
fucker.
what's his backstory? Where did this Kyle come from?
He's just part of our group. He's one of the.
All right.
So can I ask you a question?
Kyle,
Does Kyle like to rob people? Like when you abduct people and they're probing, you like to rob their shit, like take their money or take stuff on them?
what the?
that happens.
not
That
the
might
gay
happen.
I'm looking
know-
for Kyle. I'm seeking Kyle. He's about this tall.
Yeah. See,
It's
this
about
is
this-
Be
this is
careful
what
with that
happened.
45-degree hand.
All right, let's get in the
He
fucking
helped
article. I think
Monkey, and then we have you people to deal with.
it's gotten too weird. We're gonna get back to the regular show that is this way. I'm gonna figure this out like
Well,
at
now
some
you're
point.
gonna-
Everything's
Now you're going to talk about my grandparents here, who the Mexicans are holding.
Hold on,
I'm a little upset about
the
this.
The regular
It's over
show is
here.
something different than Red Pill Rhino. Just gonna say that much.
Wait, what? No! You can't just fucking be subtle. What the fuck does that mean now?
No, the regular show is like a cartoon show on Nickelodeon.
The Red Pill Rhino show is on Nickelodeon?
No, the regular,
show.
show was the name of a show on Nickelodeon.
Oh no, it's on
I
Cartoon
see.
Network.
Yeah, Cartoon Network.
All right, so I have to tilt. I have
never
to tilt
cable.
significantly to the wrong way, and then do this fucking Wheel of Fortune shit, so you can see
Yeah. Me too. I have to lean
everything's
sideways.
backwards here.
I have to
Okay,
lean sideways
but
in
anyway,
my chair
Hey,
for some
I know
reason.
I wasn't
Wait,
able to.
over
I
here.
wasn't able to scrounge up anything
What
on
the
Bluff
hell is
City,
that?
Utah missing time.
That's okay. Take your time. We've got sound effects. This is coming from my ex, that used to be called Twitter before she changed her fucking name. Breaking: alleged mummified alien corpses displayed at Mexico's Congress today, suspected to be 1,000 fucking years old. I paraphrase slightly. UFO enthusiasts celebrated a remarkable event today in Mexico City's Congress, led by journalist and UFOologist. That's fancy. You're a UFOologist.
That's a real
Jamie Musson. This official gathering unveiled 2 alleged non-human corpses. Never mind. I'm not going there yet. We're going to continue. Ike's laugh. All right. These diminutive mummified remains retrieved from Costco. No, I'm sorry. Wrong place. Costco, Peru, are believed to be 1,000 years old and were showcased in windowed boxes. Scientists collaborated on the event, and Musan, speaking under oath, presented his findings to Mexican government members and U.S. officials. Okay. So we're to believe this story. We'll see. He emphasized that the non-human species, not made of clay or anything, specimens had recently undergone examination at the Autonomous National University of Mexico, UNAM, as they call it, yielding DNA evidence. Oh, this is intriguing. Though through radiocarbon dating. I don't know shit about that. If you were a paleontologist or whatever, let me know what the fuck that's about, because I have no idea.
I know a little bit about radiocarbon dating. We can talk later.
No, we can talk now. God damn it! Tell us about it.
So the way radiocarbon dating works is also I'm wearing a different shirt and hat now. Just FYI, if nobody noticed. But radiocarbon dating is based on the first time we did a nuclear bomb test, and so a lot of things that are under the surface of the Earth have an isotope count, and we can kind of guess how old they are based on the isotope count inside of the specimens that we find. The pastor of the church that I used to go to, Dennis Swift, did a talk that I've seen 2 or 3 times called Radiocarbon Dating: Trouble with Dating an Older Woman, and it was mainly about Lucy, the Lucy skeleton. And he was talking about how the radiocarbon dating is incorrect with how old Lucy is.
Well, there's also been some controversy in recent years when it comes to radiocarbon dating.
Yes.
Because the idea behind it on its surface is sound, because carbon-14, the element that they're looking for in that, is very radiologically stable. However, it also is influenced by the background radiation of the planet itself.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's...
I was just going to say... Hold on really quick. I was just going to say, I missed my opportunity, but was she a cougar by chance? I'm just asking for a friend.
Are you talking about Lucy?
Yeah. I mean,
no, she's probably
pretty old, right?
Known in existence, right?
Like a grand cougar? Like mastery level cougar? Okay.
She might have been.
She might be outside of your level right now.
CougarSlayer.academy. Go to CougarSlayer.academy. You can get all your Cougar Slaying Academy stuff.
Oh, God. Anyway.
So there is... okay. You going to go, Mando?
Yeah. I was just going to try to finish my thought without going completely scatterbrained. If I remember correctly, there was an experiment done about 5-6 years ago where they tried doing a radiocarbon dating on something that had a known age that had been found at or near one of the nuclear test sites, and the numbers were way off from where they were supposed to be, and their best guess was because of the fact that there was residual radiation that's interfered with the radioactive decay of the carbon-14 that they were looking for.
Interesting.
It's a long, in-depth article. I'm sure Crusader probably has it halfway memorized.
So Mando, the one thing I wanted to mention was I kind of mentioned how radiocarbon dating works, and you're right. It is a very inaccurate way date things. I don't know if they still use it as the common practice
They
to date a lot of stuff, but it is very inaccurate.
All right.
The thing is, it's accurate enough if it's an item that's younger than about 5,000 years.
True.
That's
Anything
too
older
young for
than
me.
anything older than about 5,000 years
Allegedly.
and radiocarbon dating gets iffy, partially because of the decay of the carbon-14, and partially because of the fact that, well, we humans really don't know what the fuck we're doing half the time.
Exactly.
All right, so
the other
total
problem.
nerd alert here, by the way. Just interjecting for a second. Total nerd alert. If this is going over your head like it is mine, it's okay. We're gonna get back to these aliens probing and ass fucking here eventually. Stand by.
Just the last thing is the other problem with radiocarbon dating is they don't just use the like isotope count and everything like that. They also use like sedimentary layers and whatnot. Based on where it's at within like a certain layer of fucking like rock, and that's also an inaccurate way to do it too. So they use the isotope count based on where they find it and what's around it, and
wait,
that's not how this shit works.
Well,
that's
and sometimes the sediment can knock out the make the date inaccurate, so it's very unreliable.
Well, and
is that Ugandan knuckles on your hat, by the way?
It actually is.
Do you know the way? Fantastic.
The thing that actually caused them to start really questioning radiocarbon dating's effectiveness was a few years back. They actually got there was a group that got permission to do radiocarbon dating on part of the Shroud of Turin. And found that it was like 400 years younger than what the Shroud is known to be.
Well, that's actually a misnomer, because what they did was there was a fire, and they actually repaired some of the damage with fibers from a later date. So the fire that destroyed it, like earlier, was patchworked with material from a later date. So it's very unreliable because they think it's got fibers from, say, the Middle Ages and fibers from antiquity all mixed together to keep the thing, from falling apart.
All right.
Like they shored it up with thread and needle.
Oh no! All I was getting at is that's what led to people actually looking at radiocarbon dating with a little bit more of a critical eye.
We're gonna jump back into this.
My ass hurts.
Real quick, Rhino. Because
God
it does relate
damn it.
to this story.
Go ahead.
No, if it's not already in your queue, I did put it in Gilded yesterday, I think.
It's
the
probably
scientist
there then.
that is under oath, he unfortunately has a bad record of fabricating evidence for UFOs.
Oh yeah,
another
yeah. We'll
reason
get
why
there. We'll
they
get there.
Okay, cool.
Spoiler
That's
alert.
fine.
Way to spoil the whole fucking episode. All right, guys,
do have
you
some-
can
I do
fucking
have some
leave.
comments
There's
about
nothing
people like
left.
that.
No, there's nothing left to see here. The show's over. The
I'll just
fucking
shut
cunt
up.
is he's unreputable. So you don't need to watch any more of the show. Aliens are fake. And
It's
they
allegedly.
don't abduct your friends on live shows. That's all.
one of them-
That's all I got to say.
them-
They're totally fine. Wait. Hang on. Something's
No,
going on
we're
here.
real. Yeah, we're totally real. So
Get used to it.
All right. On that note, over here on this
I need to go get
side
more
of the
beer. I'll be right
screen,
back.
it's definitely on the opposite side that I'm looking at. Over here, Musan, Mousin, Mawson, whatever the fuck. Why does everybody that says anything important on the internet have a name I can't pronounce? I'm just saying, like,
Because they hate
whatever
you.
happened to like
They're not American.
Steve Johnson? What happened to normal names like fucking Bob Ross? What
Red
happened to
Pill
normal
Rhino.
fucking names? Red Pill Rhino. I can pronunciate that, but now we got fucking Invictor Salvador Masun fucking cuntitis. I don't fucking know. These specimens are not part of our terrestrial evolution. These aren't beings that were found after a UFO wreckage. They were found from a diatom algae mines and were later fossilized. Okay, all right, sure.
So right now,
Look,
it sounds
I want
like
to
they're
believe.
from your age demographic.
Shut your fucking mouth, you dirty bastard. Do you believe it's an elaborate
did they
hoax?
do a gender check?
Or actual mummified aliens? See how I'm just like walking right over that. Big strides there, big strides. Anyway, here we go.
Son seres no humanos que no son parte de nuestra.
I don't speak this language. Let's try this. Read the screen with me because I have no idea. Let me try to be an interpreter for you. Because I no habla en español, okay?
Son seres no
They are not beings, non-humans who
humanos que no son parte de nuestra
are
evolución
terrestrial evolution and that
terrestre.
after disappearing, we do not.
Después de desaparecer, no hay una.
There is. Even when I translate, this makes no fucking sense. There is a subsequent evolution, according to the university,
Evolución posterior.
of clay dolls, totally not fake or anything.
De acuerdo a la Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México,
National Autonomous Government of Mexico, who carried out the
quien realizó los análisis de carbono 14
carbon 14. These beings are around 1,000 years old, totally not made of clay.
Estos seres tienen alrededor de 1000 años de antigüedad.
Of antiquity. That is, they are not.
Es decir, no se trata de seres que fueron recuperados.
That were recovered in birds that are crashes. What the fuck kind of translation is this? I feel like I'm more stupid. I will never learn Spanish trying to translate from Twitter.
En naves, que son estrellamientos.
But they are beings that were buried in mines of
No son seres que estaban sepultados en minas de diatomea.
diatoms, diatomaceous earth. Diatom is a bug. Yeah, I'm definitely. Whoever translated this, you're fucking fired.
Tierra de diatomea. La diatomea es una alga fosilizada con
Civilized within 17 million ancient phytoplankton, which was
17 millones de antigüedad. Es fitoplancton que abundaba en aquel
at that time, and when it disappeared, it became possible. This is terrible. This is so terrible.
This is like Obama's sign language guy.
Se fosilizó.
I learned nothing. I have. What is? I need that somebody please send me this for future reference. RedPillRhino@hotmail.com. The Ferris Bueller, or is it Ferris Bueller? No, it's not. It's not Ferris Bueller. I award you no points at no point in this argument. That I need that because that's what
Billy
this
Madison.
was.
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Yeah, Billy Madison. I feel dumber for watching this. But I hope you learned something because I sure as fuck didn't.
It's almost like a Karine Jean-Pierre press conference.
It reminds me of a funeral procession.
I still say if you put a pantsuit on it and a wheelchair, it's Feinstein.
Friends and neighbors, we're gathered here today to pay our last respects to this McDonald's paper mache cardboard cup holder looking motherfucker.
Yeah, it's Grimace after cancer.
Honestly, if you actually look at the photographs, it looks a lot like the aliens from The Fifth Element.
What the fuck
middle
is this
school science
motherfucker though?
project.
Okay, listen. Terrible translation aside about phytoplankton and God knows fuck what they were trying to tell me. What the fuck was that? I speak enough English to know that didn't make sense. Okay, let me share this one with you. Let me share screen. I want to show you. These guys are trying to pass this off as actual alien corpses. Look, I did better work on alien corpses when I was in fucking school in clay class, or you fucking did the clay thing and the stuff. This, one day I'm going to figure this out. I got to go way over here and then this, breaking news. This is an alien, apparently. It's 1,000 years old. It apparently was built by phytoplankton. I don't fucking know. I got lost somewhere in that translation.
Okay.
Think the Indian moon the Indian moon landing video is more believable than this.
Okay.
Listen,
Rhino,
Saturn is in Gatorade, and you should all be terrified. That's all I know.
I did actually read the news article that came out a few days ago about this, and on the plus side, when you read the news article, they give a lot more explanation behind it. On the minus side, if it's real, which is a big if, whatever this creature was could not have survived on this planet. Bring the photo back up. Don't focus on me.
No. We don't want to look at that too.
No,
Okay,
I want to point out a couple of things anatomically.
No, it looks very similar to somebody we have on the show tonight. I want to.
Okay. First of all,
have you ever heard the song "Dead or Alive"? I mean, kind of.
Look at the cranium on that thing.
Alive, dead. Anyway,
he died.
I told you it was my grandparents, and they're putting them on display like they're a sideshow, and we're pretty upset about this actually.
That is pretty fucked off. Anyway,
Mexico is going to pay. They are going to pay.
I hope
so. Well, they still owe us for that wall.
He died as he lived. He loved.
Wait, so is that Kyle front and center?
Like I've been trying to point out. First of all, look at the head and look at the neck.
Yeah,
if this was a actual organic life form, that thing would not be able to support its own head on its neck in a 1G environment, with 1G being Earth standard.
How do you know, man? I mean, maybe its neck degraded over the years. Maybe its neck was like super thick.
Okay. I'm about to dig into more on that. When you look at the rest of the body, assuming that this thing at one point in time had a skeleton very similar to ours, then from the way it mummified, it did not have the muscle mass necessary to survive on a planet like ours.
Why do I feel like somebody was very bored and was just like chipping away at limestones like, hey guys, look what I found, SAA, it's in the dirt over there, I found an alien.
His head literally looks his head looks like a Conair hair blower, hair dryer.
Yeah. No, you're not far off. And now I wish there was a way to on this photograph to actually focus in on the face. Because
we can zoom, enhance.
Okay.
There you go.
Here's the last
so
thing.
Disgruntled. He looks like me when they told me I was getting a pay cut.
Here's the last part of this that actually raised my bullshit flag. Every alien that you see any kind of artwork for, with the exception of our panel member tonight, is symmetrical. They look manufactured. They sound manufactured when people describe how they behave. This thing looks like a kindergartner was told to make a papier-mâché alien mask from memory.
Yeah, you motherfuckers talking about this alien on the keto diet, you fucking cunts. It's good shit.
Hey, Eric Zambro, yes, this is one of many things that I've looked at over the course of a week that raises my BS flag.
Well, if you just look at the
come on weekly with these guys.
I gotta read this. I'm sorry. Broken Pine 284. His mouth looks like Pop's ex-wife asshole.
Allegedly.
That needs to be
You're gonna get all of us sued. Every single one of us. Every fucking single one of us is sued now. Thank you. But wait, hold on. Let me go ahead and show you just so you.
Hi guys.
Okay, that needs to be snipped, made into a short, and sent to Pop.
Where the fuck is Jackal? Oh,
he looks high as fuck.
Yeah, but look at the face though. Have you ever known any skull structure to have an oval concaving inside like that?
It's a
No.
Conair hair dryer.
Now here,
It's
now,
a
okay. I am.
He's
I
got
am
a
going to
semen
play.
cup.
I am going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here, as much as I hate to do this on this topic. It is entirely possible that that was some kind of a South American death mask that was put on that thing's face when it got interred.
Like death masking a child?
No.
Okay, what
No.
explains the xenomorph fucking back end though, man? Okay, no. Hold the fuck on. Let's just everybody just stop. There it is. Look at the fucking body. What in the fucking elementary school class fucking clay sculpture is this fucking thing?
Well, that
like
that
they
is
understood.
just one of the.
Look, let me see if the mouse
at least we
works.
can say one
Look,
thing.
look.
We can say one thing. He's not hung.
Well,
Look at this. Look, no. We got these. Hold on. I'm gonna steal your thunder. We got this fucking collarbone that sticks out like fucking 4 feet. We got these 90-degree bends. This thing didn't have elbows. It just like was a Lego. It's got hip bones bigger than my ex. And its dick doesn't exist. No dick. No dick.
Let me tell you
It's no
something.
dick,
Let me tell you
no
what this
ribs,
looks like.
no
Let me
place
tell
for
you
a
what this
liver.
looks like.
I'm looking for a transplant liver. If anybody can offer one from, Mars, Uranus, whatever. This motherfucker couldn't fit a liver in there. And this xenomorph fucking back end with this fucking, mask from The Exorcist up here. None of it makes sense. None of it.
So check this
Listen.
out. So check this
Listen,
out. Go ahead, brother.
I
Hold
was
on,
just
hold
gonna
on.
say,
Let the
maybe your
alien-
little monkey minds can't understand our how we're put together, and maybe you need to pull up another picture of a human mummy and see what happens to a mummified body. You ever think of that?
Oh,
Monkey
okay, you know what?
minds.
I will play that game. Hang on one second.
Somebody pull that up in the backstage. In the
This is-
meantime,
this-
I'm done entertaining this
okay,
claymation. We're
this
going
was
to
a
move on to
Sou-
the next
This was a South
article.
Central American mummy, correct?
We call it Mexico, but yeah, same
So
thing.
check this out. You know when people sit at church's chicken and cleans the bones off the chicken wings and stuff, or cleans the meat
Who
off the
told
chicken
you
bones?
that? Church's
No, have you ever
Chicken does
seen-
that?
Have you ever seen a fat black woman like Lizzo eat church's chicken
Wait,
and clean the meat off the bones?
Yeah, you just go to downtown Atlanta.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
I've
Look at
never
this alien
watched
body.
Lizzo eat
Oh
chicken.
my
Hold on, get on with your
God.
point.
No. That's bring it back up. Look. It looks like a devoured chicken wing set of bones. That Lizzo
Wait,
sat
are
down
you
and had.
are you
Fucking meat on
suggesting that Lizzo got a hold of this fucking alien sample?
She could have. Finger looking good.
I believe it.
Okay, hey.
I believe it.
Hey, Rhino. Rhino. Let me present my screen for just a moment.
Well, then do so, sir. We're waiting on you. In the meantime,
Okay,
let's look
I
at the
hit the wrong
Lizzo
button. I hit the
sucked
wrong button there.
Lizzo suck skeleton of.
All right,
You ain't
I'm
never
sharing
That's
my
what
screen.
happens to you after Lizzo gives you a blowjob. No, this is you after Lizzo with a blowjob.
Lizzo sucks all the
Okay.
soul.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Rhino.
Somebody
If
just
you-
left
if
the
you
show
show my-
because of that.
That is what
I'm working on it.
That is some
Oh my
mummified
God.
human or corpses.
Wait. Waiting on
Which
the
one of
screen
those
to
is
update.
Sylvester?
Stallone?
You
I think
see?
he's still alive.
No,
You see?
I think one of them is actually Sylvester, who was in a shop in Seattle for a while. It was a mummified person.
This proves nothing to me. I can still see your
It doesn't
tits,
prove anything.
and I can still see your rib cage. This proves nothing. The one dude has saggy fucking legs because his skin all shriveled up. There's nothing here that doesn't look like an 80-year-old woman in a nursing home. This all looks
I'm
perfectly
I'm
normal to
closing
me.
this out.
Now, do you know from experience?
Yes,
Wah, wah.
I see them
No,
every
you want-
day.
hey,
Okay.
you want to talk about some gross things about
Did
humans?
we lose somebody?
I think
No, we're all still here, I think.
Want to
I
talk
thought
about
we had
some
a
gross
full.
things?
I thought we had a
So-
full 10 panel here.
I
I want everyone to
because I had
go.
to get more beer.
There is this place in Orlando that if you want to see like humans, what we look like. So there is a place in Orlando that they take. I don't know how the hell they got these bodies, but they got bodies of people and they chopped them up using like some sort of like saw, and you can see
Gross.
the innards of people. It's fucking crazy.
Those
sort of
are
body
the
museum.
Chinese. They were Chinese prisoners. And the
Yeah, or
Chinese
something like
came to
that.
death
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cut
it's
them.
crazy.
Them
Well, now that we've
Chinese, they're
gone
pretty evil.
way the fuck off the rails, why don't we reel this back in and get back into the article? This is from USA Today. This is same shit. It's Mexican aliens. Mexican aliens are way better than American aliens. That's why so many of them are crossing the border. Anyway, Mexican Congress shown supposed bodies, X-rays of non-human alien. See, I keep seeing these fucking troll doll images of this thing that doesn't have hair anymore. I think it was a troll doll at one point in 1993. Remains of
It could have
supposed
been.
non-human beings were presented. Yeah, could have been Tuesday to the Mexican Congress by a self-proclaimed UFO expert who has before presented alleged alien discoveries that were later debunked. That's all you need to know there. In the chat, if you were seeing the article, let me know because I am frozen here. Oh, you know what?
I am
Yeah,
not
you're
I know
not
what's
sure.
going on.
I can
I
kind
gotta
of see
fix
it now.
things. I gotta fix
There we go.
things. No, you see, I gotta. It's that. I gotta do this. Yeah, caress the alien. There we
Is
go.
it your computer
Now it's working.
or is it your computer or your internet?
It's me.
connection that's fucking up?
It's me.
No, it's user error.
Murphy.
User error.
It's
I like
always
That's a
user
devoured
error.
chicken wing. That's a devoured chicken wing. Some black woman sucked all the meat off of it. Church's chicken. That's what that is.
churches.
Or Popeyes. for
Lizzo
that
went to
matter.
churches and then that popped out. That, whichever. Ooh, mysterious. The creatures with their tiny bodies, three-fingered hands, and elongated heads look something right out of a Hollywood alien invasion blockbuster movie. But if UFO researcher Jamie Musan is to be believed, the remains he presented to the Mexican lawmakers are the real thing. Some of Musan's prior claims have proven to be false, but earlier this week, the famed journalist and self-proclaimed UFO expert appeared before Mexican lawmakers where he presented the remains of what he claimed were two ancient non-human alien corpses. Look, I want to move to Mexico for like a couple months just so I can, get in some good limestone and carve me an alien and be a self-proclaimed UFO expert and convince the Mexican government, which is apparently extremely retarded, into believing that I discovered an alien. Mine's going to have some meat on the bones, though. I might make mine like the Lizzo alien, so big fat fuck. Because this motherfucker needs some chicken wings, all right? I'm just saying. All right, panel, back to you.
Rhino, you want to get you in some Mexican limestone? You might want to work on your phrasing there, buddy.
By the way,
Yeah.
By the way, is the irony lost on anybody here with the connection of Mexico and Alien?
No, I
think that's why there's
guess
so
I
many
missed
jokes
it.
being made.
I don't know why the aliens keep crossing our border. I don't know why they just don't stay in Mexico. They seem fine over there. They don't get fed. You know what it is? I think I know what it is. They're not getting fed very well over there. That's why
Can
they
I
keep
tell?
leaving.
Can I tell a real story that actually happened to me about aliens?
Is it real though? Is it really
It is
real?
real. It is real. So me and my dad, we were driving through a backcountry Oregon, and there was a field of fucking berries or something, and there was a school bus sitting there. And I looked at my dad and said, "Hey, that's a UFO full of aliens."
Well, goddamn it.
I'm sorry.
That was painful. That was painful for all of you watching. I'm sorry if that hurt. Matter of fact, we're going to go to a quick break because of that, because that hurt my feelings. Here's some Bronto Lives Matter merch, followed by our regular merch. We're going to do a 2-for-1. I don't know who did the audio levels on that last ad, but
that hurt.
That was terrible.
It was really
Anytime Bronto Lives Matter comes on, just mute the goddamn show. We're going to do our 2-for-1. We're going to do the Red Pill Rhino merch so you can see bitches and titties and ass wearing Red Pill Rhino merch. Buy Red Pill Rhino merch. RedPillRhino.com.
Make sure to wash it. Make sure to wash it.
Yeah, wash it first. We used it to test it on the models, and they didn't wash their ass. Anyway, that's a long story. Let's get into it. I did it again. I said I found my own little fucking alien when we were on break. He's been over here terrorizing the neighborhood. So, how you doing, bud? Anyway, we'll let him go. Go back with your people. Let's get back on with the show.
Go back with your people.
Nice.
Shit. All right,
Raven
panel.
has an interesting point about your merch, Rhino.
Somewhere in the comments, something about merch. I don't see it.
The very last chat that popped in, 11:13.
Oh, there we go. Some people would buy it more if it was already worn by some of them. Yeah, you know what? I can't guarantee how many models wore that before we sold it, but would you like me to get Belle Delphine to wear the fucking Red Pill Rhino merch before I sell it? Is that what you want? You really want her to spit? You want to like
Rhino
spit
to
in the
wear it.
fucking hat or something? Because I can
want
arrange
Rhino
it.
to wear it before I get it.
Look, I can wear it. I'm gonna rub my dick on it though, just so you know. That's what I'm gonna do.
Now, that'd be perfect. I'd pay extra for that.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to the extreme if we're being honest. So
Fine.
Well, Rhino, just go ahead and wear the underwear line, and then start selling that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to be buying
Whitey tighties.
the koozies.
I'm gonna start selling whitey tighties with the rhino on the ass, right?
No,
Stains pre-included though.
I want him to put his dick in the koozies. I buy the koozies. He has to put his dick in the koozies.
Every koozie comes with a cornfield misadventure from Jimmy. All right.
Oh, Jimmy has to put his dick in it too.
Jimmy always puts his dick in the koozie. How do you think it gets so dirty? Anyway, what the fuck are we doing here? This is a Friday night. I've lost half of the audience over the dick jokes. I'm sorry. Please come back. Anyway, we're gonna move the fuck on.
Please.
No, we're done. We're done. We're done talking about Mexican aliens. I think. Breathtaking mirage appears in East China. We had somebody backstage. They left before I could get them in. You're welcome to join again. This is about 1 minute and 15 seconds. I think we can handle it with our short attention span. Let's go ahead and bring in the Chinese mirage. All right, let's see. Wrong button.
If we get a second at some point, I'd like to talk about my friend. I have other things that I need to do later. I'd like to talk to my friend that worked at NASA at some point, but let's watch this first, and then we can talk about that later.
All right, we can do that. If I can get the thing to load. Okay, breathtaking mirage appears in East China. Now, this is not a brand new video, but it might not be a very well viewed video, so we're going to take a look at it. All right, aliens? Maybe. I don't fucking know. You decide. You're the audience. If it loads, let me know if you guys see it on your screen. CCTV Plus.
I can see it.
Okay.
Yep, I can see it.
Let's play this bitch. Must not have sound.
Anything.
I don't know if it actually has audio.
Right, there's a mirage of.
Makes sense.
Okay, but we can see like a city in the clouds kind of thing going on there. I do see that.
Yeah, there.
That's kind of.
There was a
I don't know what to
conspiracy
make
theory.
of that. I don't know if you could call that aliens or.
Well, there was a conspiracy theory about 10 years
Bing
ago.
bong ching chong, wing wow.
Oh God.
There was a
Mando,
conspiracy theory a
I'll
few
let
years
you
ago.
full screen this for a second.
There was a conspiracy theory a few years ago where there was video of what appeared to be a city in the clouds in China. They tried to say it was a mirage, but there was nothing within that part of the atmosphere that could have generated the mirage. This one is more likely to be a mirage only because of the fact that there is that city right there in the same general area where the video was taken.
I am not convinced, sir. I think it's those Chinese fuckers trying to fuck with us and make us bow down to communism. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, we got a super chat here over on Rumble from Broken Pine, $2.84 to be exact, for $10. He says, fake as shit clay bodies. I agree 100%, sir. Those goddamn aliens are about as real as the meat in Taco Bell, okay? I don't believe it for a fucking minute. I really don't. And anybody who does is just smoking too much of the reefer. All right. Oh, wait. Polska. From the words of Michael Jordan, Rhino, stop it. Get some help. Listen, I can't stop. We're going to be here all week. I'm glad we got the slow clap for that, but we're not going anywhere.
Except insane.
That's
the only place we're going. The only place we're going is insane.
I want you to understand something. We do shows on all sorts of topics. We talk about aliens, Bigfoot, La Cucaracha. I don't fucking know. We do we do everything here. We do some red pill content. We do a lot of political shit that makes people upset and mad and angry and sad and depressed. And then that's a bad thing. What I want you to do when you show up to a Friday show, I want you to laugh. I want you to have fun. Because life sucks, man. And I don't mean that in like a fucking black pill, doomer pill way, but like, let's have some fucking fun. I don't want you guys to just fucking look at your bills and go, fuck my life. Like, at least have a laugh or two. That's what the Friday night shows are for. We're going to do some Wednesday night shows, probably from here on out. That'll more than likely be me without the panel. Probably more serious topics, and more than likely on Redonkulous, under the Redonkulous Regiment banner. So, if you want to check that out, join me on Wednesday nights. But I want you guys to laugh. I want you guys to have fun and make fun of claymation dolls that got left in Mexico. You know, that's what we're here for. Back to the panel really quick before we get back into this YouTube article. One in particular, I feel like Crusader has actually been left out tonight. Crusader, did you have any thoughts about all of this alien fuckery tonight?
He's muted.
I think he was getting probed was the problem.
He is being probed severely.
Crusader, you're awesome.
Hold on, everybody. Shh.
Yeah, sorry, something's going on with my mic, and I have no idea what it is. But I was digging into a lot of the different stuff on mummies in Central and South America, and looking at mummified remains and anatomical structures, and I would say until I can actually get a scientific piece of evidence from that to actually test it, I'm calling those BS.
So you don't think the little clay doll in Mexico is real?
I guess if you want to say like Santa Claus is real, the Easter Bunny's real, the Tooth Fairy's real, I guess you can go along those lines.
Do you want a real alien mummified alien? I can make you one tomorrow if you want.
All right, I'm gonna send you my my address in an email. I want one rush delivery, like now.
Rush delivery is going to be like 3 times what it would normally cost, and we'll talk
No, it's
about
going to be. No, we don't talk about money here. Look, I've got a spot right here on the desk.
Oh, that'd be perfect
for an alien made by Ike.
I'll have 100%. I'll have you one next week.
Made by Ike, fisted by Felton. I want it right here. Anyway,
I love it.
Let's get on with the fucking show.
Can I just interrupt?
God damn aliens.
Yeah, well, what Nate didn't tell you is he just pulled the microphone out of his ass, and he's not quite sure how it got there. So I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
We put it there.
Another Friday night show.
Is
Thank
that
you all
is that
for
the same we that keeps the Illuminati in there or in control?
Thank you all for joining. And
betcha.
thank you all to those of you that are still watching this show. We appreciate you. I don't know why the fuck you stick around this long, but it means a lot. So appreciate you. We will be having an after party tonight. I will drop the link for the after party. Space is limited. So when I drop the link, you better jump in or you can go fuck yourself. It's not because I don't care about you. It's because I'm poor. If you want to make that link to the backstage bigger, consider donating or super chatting to this show. Links are in the description or at redpillrhino.com. Once we get, a bigger thing, we can add more people to the after party. And by the way, the after parties are fucking insane. I've had after parties go until like 5 a.m. I'm not there. I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to be there, but these guys are crazy. The after parties are like a show in themselves. We've talked about recording the after parties for members only. They're that good. Some fuckery goes down in there.
I've got a semi-serious question for you, Rhino.
Yes, sir.
What does a YouTuber, a member of Congress, and a certain adult entertainers all have in common?
I don't know.
They're all shilling for money every 30 seconds, and they keep blowing it out their arse.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Am I wrong?
But you're not wrong. All right, moving right along. Back to aliens.
That's not
and
how
probing
any of this works.
And ass fucking. Here we go. What in the Chinese fuck? Oh, I forgot. That's the. So I thought it was one of these fuckers fucking with me. That's the actual video. Ching chong bing long ling long long time. Okay, we'll get back into this.
好像是反射的大海，我又从侧面一看，这个景儿已经反射到天上，啊，我就认为咱们这个木屏很美，是个仙境。
All right. It's good. It lasted about 4 hours. If it lasts longer than 4 hours, seek medical attention. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we've seen enough of that. It's over. It's done. And there's things in the sky in China. But wait, there's more. UFO-like objects spotted in the sky over China. We'll show you that now.
But hang out. Warning before you put that one
like
on. Everyone, keep your mind out of the gutter on this one.
Does it look like a dick?
It looks like something that can be launched from that particular organ.
Oh no, there's a flying We're going to check it out. So apparently China has a problem with their population. Now they're shooting sperm in the sky. We're going to take a look to see if that helps with their population. Here we go.
Yeah, look at the reflection.
That's a
in the
huge
lake.
bitch. That looks like, I don't know, maybe some aurora shit, maybe a comet. I don't know. What do you guys think?
See, I personally
can you
suspect
see it on your end?
I personally suspect it's either a rocket launch that was caught at a weird time of day, or maybe a weather balloon that was going a little out of control.
Yeah.
We do have a spy balloon in the chat, I think.
I don't know about a rocket. You guys think it's a rocket?
Have you guys seen the movie Last Flight of the Navigator? It looks like the ship from that.
Have any of you ever seen like a bullet in slow motion where it shows like the air around the bullet as it's being projected out of a gun?
I've
it's
seen
similar.
I have seen that when it's done through ballistic gel.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Well,
Did Rhino disappear?
he kicked
Yeah, where
himself
the
out
fuck
of
did
his own
Rhino go?
frame.
He yeeted
What's
himself.
going on?
Wow. I got
Rhino,
abducted.
Did you just get probed?
I got abducted from my own fucking show. That was uncomfortable. I don't know what the fuck happened. That was a little weird. Sorry.
We used KY, like
think
extra, like we used Astroglide.
Am I back? Am I actually here? I'm a little confused right now.
I don't know. Does your ass hurt?
Is this real life?
It's the
Yes,
Mexican food.
Hey,
It's the
Rhino,
Mexican food.
Rhino,
That was-
what's your
that
last
was
memory?
uncomfortable. I was watching a video about the Chinese shooting a rocket in the sky.
Okay,
and
yeah,
you
you're here
guys,
then.
you guys said something, and then I disappeared, and I don't know. And now I'm back. I'm back. Everything's okay.
Bukkake.
Okay.
Bukkake. It was something like bukkake. It felt like that. Yeah.
Just don't look at those dinosaurs behind you too close, or you might need to clean them. Actually,
Can I
That's
interject?
disturbing.
Can I
Yes,
interject
yes.
for like 2
Take the
seconds?
floor. The floor is yours.
I gotta go do some other things, but I wanted to talk about a few things just really quick. One of the first times I watched your channel, you mentioned one of those creation scientists. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I was one of the guys that showed up that said I've actually had lunch with the guy, and I've talked
Kent
to him
Hovind.
like at least Ken Hovind. I've actually had lunch with the guy, and I've talked to him, and I've met him several times. But also, I also wanted to talk about a family friend of mine who actually worked at NASA. And I got to talk to him. I got to sit and just have a conversation with him about a bunch of fun stuff. And I asked him about a bunch of NASA stuff. And so he worked on the space shuttles, and he was mainly in charge of designing the cargo holds for the space shuttles. And so he told me a story where they were watching somebody try to dock or try to dock with like the ISS. And even before the fucking thing tried to dock, it was like something that was like they like reached out, and he's like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And his coworker's like, are you sure? And he's like, no, it's not gonna work because of how like physics works in space. There's no physics in space because like there's no like you gotta like design things because there's no like there's no it's weird. It's kind of hard to explain. But I digress, and he was right, and it didn't work out, and they were all watching it, and he just left. But I asked him at one point, I got a chance to just sit and talk with him, and I was supposed to ask him about Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer, who is a huge ufologist.
All right.
And I mixed his name up with Bob Lazar. And so I asked this NASA scientist, I said, is Bob Lazar right about what he's talking about? And he responded with, he's right about almost everything. It's just he's wrong about how to get to where he's right. And this guy actually worked at Area 51. And I've asked him about that too. And what he told me was there is stuff going on at Area 51. It's not what people think, though. The interesting thing about him at Area 51 was when he was working on a computer. This is in like the 80s and 90s. And he had a computer, but there was an armed guard behind him. And so if he had to leave to go to the bathroom, they had to turn the computer off, pull the hard drive out, put it into a locked safe, and then he went to the bathroom, and then he came back, and him and the armed guard put the keys in to pull the fucking hard drive out, put it back in, and he could keep working. And I'm not going to give you any names or anything about for who this guy is, because I don't want to out him. But I hope that you guys believe me when I'm saying this. I'm hoping you guys believe me, but this is actually somebody that actually legit worked for NASA. And my dad actually sent him a message at one point. My dad was working at a school, and he was working in their wood department. And so he was the shop manager for their wood area for the school. Yeah. And the guy that worked before him told him that there wasn't any wood on the space shuttle. And so my dad's like, I don't know if that's true or not. So he texted the family friend and said, hey, was there wood on the space shuttle? And he initially said no. But then about 4 hours later, he responded, said, hey, I did some research. Space Shuttle Columbia went up with a piece of wood from the battleship Columbia, which was a wooden ship. And it was named after the ship Columbia. And they put a piece of wood from Columbia on Space Shuttle Columbia. So the Space Shuttle did have wood on it.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, but the Bob Lazar thing was the thing I was trying to get to, because Bob Lazar is a ufologist, and I asked him about Bob Lazar, and he was like, Bob Lazar is saying things that are correct, but he's getting to the correct answer the wrong way.
Well, interesting. I've never heard of him before. The chat seems to have. Everybody's got mixed opinions on him, but I've personally never heard of him. But good information nonetheless.
Bob Lazar has always been a very divisive figure in ufology.
The problem is I meant to ask about Stephen Greer. Yeah. But I had Bob Lazar in my head. And Stephen Greer is the more famous person and the person that probably has actually more information than Lazar. And I don't believe Lazar's information. But when I asked him about Lazar, he said Lazar has the right information. He's just getting there in the wrong way. And so, that's big. That's big coming from this guy, because this is a guy that can fucking read a book and memorize everything from that fucking book.
So in the chat, what do you guys think? not just about Lazar in particular, but let's just go back to this claymation fucking alien. What do you guys think? Is that the real deal? In the chat, 1 if you think that might be a real alien, 2 in the chat if that alien was definitely a doll carved out that doesn't exist. It's just bullshit.
Rhino, before I go, the next time I see him, I'm hoping to see him sometime in the next couple weeks. Next time I see him, I'm going to ask him about the alien bodies that we're talking about. I'm going to ask him about that. When I come back, I'll report.
All right.
Hey,
I look forward to
Ike, before you go, have you heard about the alleged alien attacks down in Peru?
I actually have heard about that. I've
That
not
might
heard
be-
enough about it, but I have heard about it.
That might be another interesting thing to ask your friend about if you
All
get
right.
the opportunity.
I'll ask him about that as well.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Ike, if you have to go, I totally understand.
Can I just
this
interrupt?
fucking butt fucker over here.
Jesus Christ!
So, everything that Ike just said, just don't pay attention to it because he's clearly drunk. We shoved the bottle, if you remember, we shoved the bottle of alcohol up his ass, and then we poured the alcohol up his ass. And if you didn't know this, you can get more drunk.
Wait. Stop.
What?
You didn't explain this to us when he came back. You didn't tell us this happened.
Well, we don't go into all the details.
Why are you telling us now then? And this was not made clear when he came back.
Because he's drunk, right? So you can
Okay,
get
so
more.
what was the bottle?
very
What kind
drunk.
of bottle? Was it an alien bottle? Was it like
He was holding it up. He was holding it up.
Budweiser? Was it Budweiser?
I think it was
What-
Coors Light, from what I remember.
No, Montucky.
So you can get more drunk by inserting alcohol up your ass.
No, I know that much.
Is this advice for Jimmy? Is it?
I'm just telling you. So Ike's really drunk, and he's just.
So
don't forget everything he just said. That's all.
He didn't say anything important. We got it.
Yeah, it's true. Before I head out, can I plug something just really quick?
Fuck no. Go ahead.
Please. Tuesday the 26th of September, the last Tuesday of the month, I'm doing a what is it? It's an improv show, and I would like to request Alien Von Baum and Rhino to show up if you guys want. I'll talk to both of you individually afterwards, but if anybody wants to come hang out and see some fun improv, please show up. It'll be
excellent. Do me a favor, email me, text me, call me, harass me, make sure that I'm uncomfortable and I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's the only way I show up to things. All right?
Perfect.
All right,
I have your
deal.
phone number. I'll text you. You guys have a good night. I'm out.
All right.
Have a good one.
You have a good one, man. Let's go ahead and get into the next one here. Audience is starting to say good night. I want to go to bed. This fucking alien guy can fuck right off. So let's get into the next one here. This is from CBS News because we can totally trust them. NASA officials discuss UAP. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Got a little video here. We're going to jump into it, assuming that I don't get yeeted from the internet again by some fucking alien bastards. Here we go. This guy looks pleasant. Let's see what he has to say.
Fascination with UAP. On my travels, one of the first questions I often get is about these sightings. And much of that fascination is due to the unknown nature of it. Think about it. Most UAP sightings result in very limited data. That makes it even more difficult to draw scientific conclusions about the nature of UAP. And so this independent study team brought together some of the world's leading scientists, data, and artificial intelligence experts, aerospace safety specialists, all with a specific charge from me, which is to tell how to apply the full focus of science and data to UAP. And this is the first time that NASA has taken concrete action to seriously look into UAP. And this independent study team was just that, independent. Now, NASA has a statutory authority to look for life in the universe. And when you think of the universe, and especially what we have learned from the James Webb Space Telescope, how vast that it is. We knew before, and it was a NASA scientist, Dr. John Mather, who got the Nobel that determined that the universe was 13.8 billion years old. And over the years, particularly accelerated in the last century, we have an understanding that, of course, ours is not the only galaxy. And there are billions and billions of galaxies, and each of those galaxies, including our own, have billions and billions of stars. And with the James Webb looking at the exoplanets, we are now beginning to discover, and somewhere out there, we will discover another medium-sized stony planet around a medium-sized sun or star at just the right distance, not too far, not too close, with a tilt in its axis that rotates, that has carbon, that will have a habitable atmosphere. If you ask me, do I believe there's life in a universe that is so vast that it's hard for me to comprehend how big it is? My personal answer is yes.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree with him, but I think he needs to get back to the nursing home at some point. So I'm going to interject. I want to give a huge shout out to Broken Pine again for the donation on Rumble tonight. It means the world to us that you support the channel. So again, a big shout out to Broken Pine. But this guy, it seems like a lot of word salad to me. Is there life on other planets? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. There's like... It's just a big circle jerk with this guy. I don't fucking know. I'm not seeing anything of relevance here.
Well, he's speaking in bureaucratese.
Yeah, a summarization could be, yes, there are planets in Goldilocks zones inside their own stellar systems. Do they have life? Well, maybe, because they're in that habitable zone that mimics our position in our solar system. So yes, is there a possibility? Yes. Just like if we go to Enceladus and we could dig down deep enough and get to the ocean layer, we might find that there's life there that gets to exist in the absence of light, which would be, for the xenobiology, that would be exciting. Because there are very few species that ever evolve on Earth in the absence of light. Just like ecosystems, like was it a cave-in, not a cave-in, but like a massive depression opened up an entire ecosystem in China where it had a forest, but before the sediment or soil or rock face collapsed on itself, nobody knew it was there. It's like finding Middle Earth, about a couple hundred feet below the surface.
Well, here's something
I want to interject on you guys really quick. We've had some chats coming in the private chat in the background. Some of our panel members have been dropping some gems. A few of them I've closed out on. We can get into ancient Egypt and, mummies and, curses and plagues later. But there was one here, ancientorigins.net. I'm not sure who sent it. but it's talking about 7,000-year-old Chinchorro mummies. And I'm going to post this up on the screen. Mando, I'm going to let you get your point, and then I'm going to post this up because I want you guys to see something. It's actually kind of cool.
Honestly, I think when it comes to life, as sci-fi nerds, we've actually done a lot of disservice to the whole search for alien life, because everyone is looking for what's essentially Hollywood's idea of what an alien is. So a perfect example of this is you go back to the Betty and Barney Hill case. The aliens they described are more or less the same aliens from a bad sci-fi movie from that period of time.
Right.
The Greys, right?
Something like that. But we have such a narrow definition of what life is on this planet that we could land on Pluto and find out that the highest form of intelligent life on that planetoid is crystalline snakes. But because they don't fit our definition of life, we wouldn't treat it that way.
Exactly.
I understand
if we could
that.
find even singular-celled organisms outside of our own planet or outside of our own orbit, because there are single-celled organisms that do exist on the surface of the ISS, but they were brought there through contact, and for some reason, some of them do get to survive in the vacuum of space.
And some of them actually get stronger in the vacuum of space.
So I guess what you guys are saying is we're looking for the grandiose, something like a fucking xenomorph or an alien gray or a little green man. We're looking for something that's like humanoid
I think that's what most people have an expectation.
But if it's a little tiny fucking bug.
Find, either a bug or a germ that is completely unknown to us, and there's no way to say we didn't bring it to the site we collected it from. Because even the Mars rover, it probably has terrestrial organisms on it.
Okay.
And it could provide a false positive if not analyzed correctly.
Okay.
Interesting.
As much as the series I'm about to mention is kind of quasi on my garbage list because of some of the plot lines, the reimagined Battlestar Galactica did actually cover that particular topic to a certain extent in one of its episodes. There was an episode where the Galactica found an ancient human probe that had a bacteria that humanity had a immunity to, but the humanoid Cylons did not, and they were going to try to use it as a bioweapon. All because a scientist that was building the probe in the first place sneezed and didn't cover his mouth.
All right. Not to venture too far off into sci-fi, I do want to jump back into this because this is interesting, and I just want to point this out. So, again, to whoever in the panel tonight brought this up, ancientorigins.net, thank you so much. 7,000-year-old Chinchorro mummies are the world's oldest. And I just want you to kind of look at this. You can rewind in the stream or just Google the Mexican aliens. But we look at this little fucker here. He's wearing one of those things your grandparents probably wore to sit on the couch and watch TV. I don't know. But he's kind of... He's not that fancy. He's kind of got the weird... let me use the mouse. Here. He's kind of got the weird fucking head. I don't know if these are believable eyes. It's got the BJ mouth going there. And
that
kind of
looks
the
like
90
a death
degree.
mask.
Yeah, but kind of the
They
90
call
degree
it a
arms
mummy?
again. Well, what they're saying, the mummies of ancient Egypt are arguably the most famous mummies in the world. They are not, however, the oldest. The Chinchorros of South America began preserving their dead about 7,000 years ago, and their mummies have become one of the wonders of Andean archaeology. And we can go into some of these photos. I'm not going to read this whole article to be too heavy, but if you look at some of these images, so this is apparently, let me use the mouse again. I can enhance, but I need to remember the mouse is not my finger. So here is one body. Here is another. Here is another, right? And then we move over here on the screen. Here is another. And these are remains of their mummies. Now, might they be wearing masks, right? I don't know if these are supposed to be titties or what the fuck's going on there, but we got some lovely lady lumps there, missing her legs, poor girl. And then what? Maybe a child? I don't know. Maybe a mask again? Mask again? I'm not certain. I can't say. But if you look at these images, I'm not a scientist, and there's a reason that I talk shit on the internet and I don't dig up bodies, because I don't fucking know the answers. But if I look at this image here, for example, this child, which we know is a real mummy, and then you compare it back to the alien we just looked at, does it mean there's aliens? No. Does it mean that mummy might be real? Maybe. I don't know. Could still be a terrible claymation for all I know. But it is interesting. Here's another image, of course. That's disturbing. Where these
Looks
legs
like ancient
are.
prosthetics, it was a
That's
doll.
what
Yeah.
the legs are what lends more credence to those being actual mummified bodies.
Right.
Because not only do you
Although
see,
those look more like bamboo shoots than they do bone.
well, they will after a certain period of time.
And
Because when you're
also,
looking, what you zoom back in on the bottom of the legs there, Rhino.
Sure.
What you're seeing is remnants of muscle fiber and bone material.
All right. Fossilized, I imagine.
Yep. Yeah, you're into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Actually, there are some dinosaurs that have in their fossil beds imprints of their skin and musculature.
The ankylosaur is one of the most famous of those, yes. They could actually determine the color of their skin because of how they were preserved in an ocean bed. But yes, nerdiness aside, carry on, sir.
So, no, all I was pointing at, or I was just using that to point out, if you've seen those particular fossils, you've seen something that's very similar that was done in a non-embalmed fashion. Part of the thing with mummification, at least for humans, is that it is the end result of an embalming process after several thousand years being interred wherever they were interred.
yeah, but they said it was Andean.
I
So if
almost-
they're from the Andes, there are many mummified remains in the Andes mountain range, ranging from recent era to ancient antiquity, because the conditions up there have such a
Let's look at-
high level of preservation.
Touche.
If we look at this image here, though, for example, we're trying to compare this for reference back to the alien, and I know we're losing viewers. It's late. You've been on for a while. I get that. We're going to end the show soon. But you look at this image here, and what I wonder, okay, so probably a mass going on here. I don't know what in the Andes was going on with that. I'm not even going to comment much more than that. We've got the skirt. Okay, makes sense. This looks like something MGTOW Outlaw is ashamed of watching after Billy's shows. But whatever. The point is this is a mummy, right? Ask Outlaw
That looks like
on
a
one of his shows what we're talking about.
If I were to guess,
if I don't know what I'm looking at here. I'm still listening. Go ahead.
Okay, if I were to guess, what you're seeing with some of these is individuals that were interred with some kind of ceremonial apparel.
Okay.
Similar to the biblical breastplate.
But I mean, okay. speaking of breastplate, I just got to get back to the humor a little bit. Whoop, what happened there? Breastplate. That's all I got to say. I think it speaks for itself. Well endowed.
Some may call it beagle ears.
Oh God.
No, that I chose my words specifically for that. Because if Jimmy's watching, black beagle ears.
We're gonna move on. All right, mummies exist, and apparently, it's possible that these aliens could be. All right, we talked about the independent group of experts, the old dude that was talking about aliens. We've got the Minister of Beer backstage. We might as well add him in and see what he has to say about aliens. He's at the bar right now, so I'm not sure how well this is going to go. Looks like they are pouring his drink right the fuck now. We are watching it live. This is how your liver gets destroyed.
Right, Rhino. Some of us don't want to live to be that old. All right, so stop telling us what to do, asshole.
That's all I needed to say. We're gonna move back on. We've only got a few more articles, and by a few I mean like 2. So let's go back into this before anybody else gets abducted, stolen, or just decides to say fuck this because I don't want to talk about clay dolls anymore.
We're gonna hit Bob up later. Don't worry. He's getting himself all nice and numbed up for the procedure.
All right. Excellent. I look forward to not being there to watch that because it sounds like it's going to be terrible.
Oh no, you'll be there too. Don't worry.
No. I'll be safely in my bed, far away from you fuckers. All right.
So you think?
Nope. Stay away from me, you fucking pervert. The archaeologist .org. Okay. Smithsonian cover-up. Ancient Egyptians and giants in the Grand Canyon. In 1908, President Teddy Roosevelt wanted to declare the Grand Canyon off limits to all timber and mining operations. It would take another 11 years for Congress to designate the Grand Canyon a national park. Sensing a final opportunity for adventure, explorer G.E. Kincaid took a boat down to the Colorado River and through the Grand Canyon. The canyon was rich in minerals like gold and silver and copper, and Kincaid wanted to see what he could find before the area was closed off for good.
Oh, this sounds bad, right?
Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. About 40 miles upriver from El Tovar Crystal Canyon, Kincaid saw stains in the sediment formation about 2,000 feet up. He tied off the boat and got out to investigate. Kincaid couldn't find a trail, but after a short hike, he found something interesting covered in desert brush. Steps, hundreds of them, carved in sandstone. Steps that wound their way up to a high shelf on the side of the canyon. He followed the steps up and came across a cavern entrance, an entrance that was clearly man-made. Kincaid entered the cavern and turned on his flashlight. On the walls he saw writing, but it wasn't English or Native American writing. It was ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Kincaid lifted his flashlight and saw the tunnel ran far into the distance. He didn't realize at the time, but this was only the beginning. Here we go. And we probably won't watch the whole thing. Jesting. Again, perhaps aliens were involved, right? Maybe it was the aliens.
Roosevelt wanted to declare the Grand Canyon off limits to all timber and mining operations. It would take another 11 years for Congress to designate the Grand Canyon a national park. Sensing a final opportunity for adventure, explorer G.E. Kincaid took a boat down the Colorado.
We're kind of repeating ourselves here, so we'll fast forward a little bit.
As many as 50,000 people could have lived here. In some rooms, he found granaries with shelves of glazed pottery.
Okay, now I went too far. My bad.
I've actually watched this guy
on another light and slowly walked deeper into the gloom. He kept detailed notes of everything he saw.
Go ahead, Mando.
I've actually watched this guy's video on this topic. It's really well researched and well done. Unlike a lot of the conspiracy theory videos that are out there, he actually tries to debunk all of the topics he covers.
All right. Well, here we go. We're going to deep dive now.
The main passageway is about 12 feet wide, narrower into 9 feet toward the farther end. About 57 feet from the entrance, the first side passages branch off to the right and left, along which on both.
By the way, the theory is, for those of you going, how the fuck are we getting into the Grand Canyon and Egyptians, and how is that tying back into aliens? What the fuck? Are you guys all drunk now? Well, the answer is yeah. But the truth is, they believe that there may be some kind of portal, some passageway between North America and Africa, and that might involve aliens. That's what this is relating to. Now you know.
There's a few different theories as to how that might be working.
No. There's one theory. There's one theory on this show, and that's aliens. Anyway.
Well, no. What I was
go ahead, Mando. Go ahead.
There's the portal theory. There's ancient aircraft and spacecraft. There's the land bridge theory. There's also a theory that I personally subscribe to, that there were pre-modern civilizations that existed and then got wiped out, and what you're seeing is remnants of those ancient civilizations that were globe spanning all over, or hidden all over the world, and every time somebody comes up with information about it, they make that information disappear.
Yes, and that's all fine and well, but on this show, it's because of aliens. All right? It's all because of aliens. All right, let's get into it.
You know what? I've got a question for the probe master.
God damn it, Bob.
Tell us about USOs.
I don't know what that is, but nice umbrella, you bastard.
Oh, we're going to be using that umbrella to shove up his ass later.
All right, let's get back into this. God damn it.
No, I'm dead serious. We know about UFOs. Do you know about USOs? Right?
Yeah, unidentified submerged objects.
Yeah, they're not just flying objects; they're submergible objects too. And there's stories about them transitioning from space, which I don't believe in, right, and down to the atmosphere and moving just as fast through water, faster than submarines are recorded. There's actually a report of one being attacked in an aircraft carrier.
Remember, the opinions of the panel members are not always representative of Red Pill Rhino or this channel. And that being said, the Earth is round. So we're going to continue.
So let me hold on a second. The reason why I bring that up, Rhino, is if a UFO can fly across space, right? Why wouldn't it have the capability to go through an atmosphere of a planet, and especially one that is basically 90% water, and travel through water just as fast, right? Why would there be any difference?
And honestly, an atmosphere and a hydrosphere are not really that different aside from the density.
Exactly.
So remember earlier I was talking about the monkeys and Kyle and all that, right? So Bob is a good example of more closer related to the monkey part of the branch than the alien part of the branch. I just wanted you to kind of understand that there's a diversion there.
Are you saying I'm the more mischievous of them, and I might throw shit at you?
Everybody understands what I say. What I'm saying.
We're gonna get back into the goddamn episode.
Go for it.
Though some are 30 by 40 feet square. These are entered by oval-shaped doors and are ventilated by round air spaces through the walls into the passages. The walls are about 3 feet 6 inches in thickness. The passages are chiseled or hewn as straight as could be laid out by an engineer. The ceilings of many of the rooms converge to a center. The side passages near the entrance run at a sharp angle from the main hall, but toward the rear, they gradually reach a right angle in direction.
G.E. Kincaid now realized he was in a huge complex. He estimated that as many as 50,000 people could have lived here. In some rooms, he found granaries with shelves of glazed pottery, many of which still contain seeds. He found cooking areas and a huge dining hall. The rooms were full of ancient artifacts. Kincaid carefully wrapped a few small metal and ceramic objects for later study. Another large room Kincaid described as an area for metalwork, a technology that should not have existed in this area.
Here are found tools of all descriptions made of copper. These people undoubtedly knew the lost art of hardening this metal, which has been sought by chemicals for centuries without result. On a bench running around the workroom with some charcoal and other material probably used in the process. There's also slag and stuff similar to mat, showing that these ancients smelted ores, but so far no trace of where or how this was done has been discovered, nor the origin of the ore.
G.E. Kincaid explored the underground complex for several hours, still having no idea when this place was used, what it was used for, or who the builders were. Then he came across another large room, a crypt. The crypt had shelf upon shelf and row upon row of mummies, dozens of them. At this point, G.E. Kincaid realized that if he was going to explore this entire underground city...
Hey, Rhino, can you pause? Well, I asked him to pause, not exit himself.
He's
Alien
going for
dude,
another
please
program.
return Rhino.
Give it a moment. He'll come back.
I was about to say, where did this guy get Jimmy's tinfoil hat?
It's a prop he uses on several of his episodes.
I'm
this
just trying to be a little bit funny about it.
This is some bullshit. I've never been anally probed so many times in one night in my life, and I'm not doing this to be funny, guys. They keep pulling me out of here. I'm not kidding. I wish I was.
Rhino, just remind them you only go for the older ladies. I'm sure they've got one that can accommodate you.
Well, yeah, but it's still bullshit. It's bullshit.
Rhino, you could tap a whole new level here. There could be like 1,000-year-old alien pansexual ladies that you could upgrade the Cougar Slayer Academy, not just to level 10, level 100. Level 1,000.
That is a Cougar level. None of you mortals are ready for that. All right, I'm just saying. So,
just think about what you could charge and how much revenue.
That's okay. I'm not interested, anyways.
No. Alien porn gets really weird and expensive. Let's go ahead and jump back into this. I am sorry, gentlemen and ladies.
Why does he sound like Ben Shapiro though?
Who?
Again, it's the guy's shtick.
No, the guy in the video. He sounds like Ancient Aliens Ben Shapiro.
Maybe he is. You know?
G.E. Kincaid sent a few artifacts to the Smithsonian along with his notes of what he found. He requested financial and logistical support for what he felt was the most significant archaeological discovery ever made. The Smithsonian agreed. A few weeks later, Professor S.A. Jordan arrived with a team of about 40 scientists, researchers, and laborers to excavate and explore the ancient underground city. Now, scientists realized that the system layout wasn't random. It was a symmetrical, deliberate design. The tunnel led to a central chamber. In the chamber was a large statue of what Kincaid thought looked like Buddha.
Like butter.
Buddha.
What I say.
Over 100 feet from the entrance is the cross hall, several hundred feet long, in which are found the idol or image of the people's god, sitting cross-legged with a lotus flower or lily in each hand. The cast of this face is oriental, and the carving this cavern. The idol almost resembles Buddha, though the scientists are not certain as to what religious worship it represents. Taking into consideration everything found thus far, it is possible that this worship most resembles the ancient people of Tibet.
No, I didn't think we were allowed to say Oriental. We bringing that back?
We're not. This was written over 100 years ago. So.
Oh, right, when we had freedom of speech.
No, Oriental in this context just means Eastern. Because of this discovery, Kincaid's team started calling the complex the Citadel.
I like the little nod at that. That was actually pretty good.
The crypt was one of the bigger rooms discovered. Now, with enough light, Kincaid was able to fully describe what he saw.
The walls slant back at an angle of about 35 degrees. On these are tiers of mummies, each one occupying a separate hewn shelf. At the head of each is a small bench, on which is found copper cups and pieces of broken swords. Some of the mummies are covered with clay, and all are wrapped in a bark fabric. The urns or cups on the lower tiers are crude, while as the higher shelves are reached, the urns are finer in design, showing a later stage of civilization.
All right. Here's the thing. Regardless of whether aliens were involved in this or not, this being in the Grand Canyon is freaky as fuck to me. But what do I know?
It is worthy of note that all the mummies examined so far have proved to be male, no children or females being buried here. This leads to the belief that this exterior section was the warriors' barracks.
Kincaid, Jordan, and the Smithsonian team explored the entire cave complex. They were overwhelmed with evidence that this was not some faraway temple occupied by a few priests. This was a huge city lived in by thousands of men, women, and children for hundreds or possibly thousands of years. The question nobody could answer was, who were they? By the end of the expedition, G.E. Kincaid and Professor Jordan's team had discovered hundreds of rooms, barracks, granaries, metalworking shops, temples, and many, many living quarters. Though most of the rooms were empty, thousands of artifacts were found. They found swords and shields made of copper, bronze, and a gray metal that scientists couldn't identify. They thought it looked like platinum. They found pottery, urns, utensils for cooking, small yellow stones called cat's eyes, and large stone tablets, all engraved with hieroglyphics.
On all the urns or walls over doorways and tablets of stone which were found by the image are the mysterious hieroglyphics, the key to which the Smithsonian Institute hopes yet to discover. The engraving on the tablets probably has something to do with the religion of the people. Similar hieroglyphics have been found in southern Arizona. Among the pictorial
it's very odd either way.
animals are found.
I'll say
One is
that.
of prehistoric type.
Even with all the relics and all the
And
writing
even some of the,
they were still no closer to
if we were to just simplify this, some of the metals they found are far too advanced for cultures that we know that were in that area at the time. So that is very, very odd.
On site, none of whom could identify the statues or translate any of the text. But there were two things that the researchers could agree on. One, the civilization that built the citadel was very advanced, far more advanced than the native tribes that occupied the area for a few thousand years. This now lost civilization worked bronze many years before the Bronze Age began. They understood division of labor and agriculture when every other society on Earth was presumably still hunting and gathering. These are discoveries that went against everything that was taught in mainstream archaeology and anthropology. A civilization like this shouldn't exist.
Ooh, what was the second thing?
What?
Well, you said the eggheads agreed on two things. What was the second thing?
Right. They agreed that the civilization that built the citadel in the Grand Canyon didn't emerge there locally. This civilization arrived there from the other side of the world. Kincaid and Professor Jordan sent boxes of artifacts and books full of notes and drawings back to the Smithsonian, along with their hypothesis that an ancient civilization existed in the Grand Canyon thousands of years before Native Americans arrived in North America. These people were technologically advanced, educated, skilled, and spiritually complex. And these people originated somehow in Egypt or Asia. Kincaid wanted more resources.
It's very strange, nonetheless.
Research the citadel.
Regardless of the actual reason for this, it's very odd.
And G.E. Kincaid and Professor S.A. Jordan were never heard from again.
Son of a...
In northern Arizona is one of the most spectacular natural wonders on Earth, the Grand Canyon. Carved over millions of years by the Colorado River, the Grand Canyon is more than just a pretty landscape and a spot for tourists to take selfies. It's a place of deep spiritual significance for the people who've lived in the area. The Hopi, Navajo, Zuni, Apache, and several other tribes have lived around the Grand Canyon for several thousand years.
It's interesting they mentioned that. The tribes they mentioned, I'm no aficionado on Native Americans. I just studied a little bit here and there. I was kind of interested in stuff. Some of the tribes they mentioned reach as far south as New Mexico and as far north as Montana. The Zuni, for example, were founded up in Canada, Montana area. I shouldn't say founded, but that's where their tribes are located. So that is quite a stretch of people that found that to be a significant area. It's just historical. I find some interest in stuff like that. The Zuni were very very interesting. If you want to study more on them, their tribe, their rituals, their belief system. If you're ever out in the Midwest and you ever go to a tourist attraction, they got little stone bears and wolves and shit like that. More than likely, those were carved either by swindlers, but hopefully the good ones were carved by Zuni tribes still that practice traditions, and their belief system on that is pretty fucking cool. I do like Native American stuff, so just some nerd talk there, but yeah, there's a lot of different tribes that stretch a pretty vast region of the Midwest there that were involved in what he just said on that. But let's jump in. We're going to finish this off. After this, we're going to jump out of here and call it a night. But this one actually has me a bit fascinated. So whoever sent this in, thank you so much.
Years. They still do. Hopi mythology says that from the Grand Canyon, the first people of the world entered. The story says that many thousands of years ago, a reptilian race emerged.
Lizard people!
Yep.
Hey, how many times do lizard people have to come up in these stories before you believe in him?
I guess I'm going to need a few more.
Lizard people are going to keep popping up. You'll see.
Thousands of years ago, a reptilian race.
Lizard
people emerged from the Grand Canyon and changed into humans.
Lizard people are shapeshifters.
That would seem to be true. Other Pueblo cultures like the Zuni and the Acoma have similar legends that there were people there before the tribes.
Lizard people legends?
Well, some legends say reptilians were there. Other legends say a race of giants were there.
Ooh.
And there are rumors that skeletons of giants have been discovered all over the western United States, but the evidence has been suppressed.
Suppressed by...
Oh, by the way, excuse me, course correction. The Blackfoot Indian tribe was in Montana and Canada. The Zuni was in New Mexico and southern Colorado. So just slight course correction on that, but still quite a vast array of tribes displayed there.
Yeah, but the giants he's talking about...
The Smithsonian.
Of course.
Something I've learned from doing the show is that all myths and legends...
Hold on. There we go.
I was about to say, there's a very large mythology about finding giant skeletons in the West. I want to say in the 1920s or 10s, or even in the late 1800s. But they all go to the Smithsonian, and the consistent story is they're sent to the Smithsonian. They're never seen or heard from again.
And when you talk to the Smithsonian, they have no idea what you're talking about.
No, if you talk to them now, they'd be like, "Oh my god, not this fucking shit again." But it wouldn't surprise me. The Smithsonian hides a lot because they're supposed to be. They're upheld as a pillar, but they're still. What is it? How significantly governmentally funded?
Mostly governmentally funded.
Yeah. On that note, we'll finish this off and then we'll get out of here for the evening.
Legends do carry a little bit of truth. We already have evidence that people landed in North America before Columbus. The Vikings famously explored and settled parts of Newfoundland 500 years before the quote-unquote New World was quote-unquote discovered. And there's growing evidence that ancient Chinese explorers landed in North and South America before the Vikings. But landing on the east or west coast of America is one thing. Getting to the Grand Canyon is a whole other thing. How could people get there? And even if they could, how did they have the technology to excavate millions of tons of rock in order to build an entire underground city? Well, we may have known the answer to that question for 1,000 years.
All right.
Traveling from Europe and Asia to America thousands of years ago was almost impossible. Almost. Many brave people did it. But traveling to the Grand Canyon is a much more difficult task than landing on a California beach. To get to and build in the Grand Canyon requires technology. The Hopi have a very intriguing legend about the ant people. These are humanoid creatures that are smaller than humans, with pale skin and large eyes like an insect.
Aliens.
According to legend, a series of cataclysms hit the Earth many thousands of years ago.
Young Adrias.
The Hopi were on the verge of being destroyed. A sky god emerged from what they called a moving star.
UFO.
The sky god brought the Hopi to the ant people, who escorted them to underground caves for protection. The sky god then got back into his moving star and flew off above the clouds. The Paiute have a legend about the Havmusus. They're usually described as being humanoid in shape with golden skin and large eyes.
Aliens.
They lived in a vast underground city and traded with faraway people. They possessed weapons that the Paiute described as silver tubes that shot lightning and can kill a man instantly.
Phases.
And the most interesting part of the Havmusu legend, they supposedly flew silver canoes in the sky.
UFOs.
These craft made a humming sound and could maneuver like an eagle and move at great speed.
You know, and the more he says shit, the harder it is for me to fucking go, bullshit. Like, these are stories passed down. Of course, they're going to be fucking, you know, the telephone game. They're going to fuck around with the story over time. But, I don't know, man. How do ancient cultures build extravagantly? Go ahead.
I was about to say we only know what was left behind after several thousand years. We don't know anything else other than what is left behind. So we're missing probably 99% of everything we know about them.
Well,
here's another theory we get into. This is for a whole different episode, but there is a theory that prior civilizations such as the Egyptians were actually far more, far more advanced than we are today, but all their technology was wiped out. Again, a different episode, but there is that theory too. Mando.
Well, he brought up a good point about Asians coming over to coming over to North America.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like during that time he's describing it's when the Bering Strait land bridge was still intact.
Could be.
That's one of the
where
theories.
The majority of North American native Indians come from. They come from Asians from China, Eurasia, who used to nomadically go across back and forth between the Bering Strait landmass until I guess the end of the last ice age, where it got buried into what's now the Pacific Ocean.
All right, Mando. What were your thoughts, sir?
Oh, I was just saying that's one of the many theories about this particular topic. There are so many different theories, counter theories, points, counterpoints on this topic that you could literally do a couple of weeks of streams on nothing but the different theories about this. Some of them are well researched, well documented, and have a lot of evidence. Some of them are stuff that seems like it got pulled out of a certain politician's anal cavity.
Probably. MGTOW Forever, rewind a little bit if you didn't catch the whole stream, because that'll make your night. I'm baked as fuck. This is funny. Yeah, just rewind a little bit. You'll catch the funny shit. MGTOW Forever, well, yeah, we can't even build those pyramids to this day. And he's not wrong. I haven't seen any modern architect be able to pull the shit off that they did thousands of years ago.
And there's not enough motivation to do it, i.e. today, a financial motive.
Let me add to that. How did people thousands of years ago make precision cuts that lasers today can't make? That's my question.
That's a separate subject.
I was literally about to point that out. It's not necessarily the motivation or the architectural
Well, we're talking
skill.
about like today.
No, I know. What I'm getting at is it's not necessarily the motivation or architectural skill that's lacking. It's the technology for the engineering side of it that's lacking.
Right, which is, we can get into this topic another time. We probably should. I like doing episodes that are a little bit weird like this, so we'll probably do that. Remind me. Gentlemen, we might do this before the end of the month, actually, because I want to talk about that, to be honest. But let's finish off this
Well,
episode.
just to answer the question, you threaten somebody with a big old metal probe up their ass. It motivates people to, cut, nice crisp lines and blocks and carry shit up and build pyramids.
I mean,
Just saying.
are you suggesting that you harmed these people into making these temples?
Let me tell you, we've been working the probes for a long time.
A long time.
Well,
all right.
Rhino, there's a reason we have the word reprobate in the English language.
Reprobate. Jesus. All right, let's get back into the goddamn fucking episode here.
Beads. Most ancient cultures have a flood myth. They describe a global disaster that melted the ice caps and caused sea level to rise 400 feet. Entire cities were wiped out.
Hold on.
Maybe even entire continents.
Atlantis.
Damn it.
Most of these...
I need to press the button there. I'm going to jump in here really quick. I wish Ike hadn't have left, because that's something I want to talk about. This is a future episode as well. Ike said he actually got to speak to Kent Hovind at the time. This goes back into Christian mythology, which, at this point, pick your poison. There's thousands of stories, but they all seem to have common threads. And Christian mythology aligns with a lot of others when we talk about the ice caps. In Kent Hovind's description of things, there was an ice atmosphere, and when that melted, that created the flood. All right, which also explains the higher oxygen levels, which explains, I can't zoom or enhance on a live video on my screen, but explains that big fucker right there and that big fucker over there, which is not the Brontosaurus because it didn't exist, but the Brachiosaurus and the Dreadnoughtus would have been able to survive in a higher oxygenated environment, a richer oxygen environment, such as the T-Rex or any of the others back there, the Allosaurs, the
not just them,
Regaloceratops,
but
any of them.
every
not the
other
Brontosaurus.
form of life on the planet at the time was.
But I just want to
significantly
emphasize, not the Brontosaurus because it didn't exist. All right, but yeah, same with giants. Like Sean was saying, same with giants. There's a lot of suggestions behind why we're discovering these fucking 18-foot tall fuckers. Cannot confirm nor deny. Say that again.
Even in the Bible, before Moses went into Canaan, which is Israel, it was occupied by what they called giants.
Yep.
Now, we do know that average human height has increased over thousands of years. So whether their definition of a giant was somebody who had an average height of 5 or 5'2", got to encounter a tribe of people who were 6 foot average and called them giants, or the 10 to 12 foot, which is usually propagated in media.
Right.
Whether it's that or no official measurements are ever mentioned in the Bible because
actually,
ironically enough, they do have measurements about a lot of other things.
Well, hang on, Sean.
Yeah.
There are a couple of points in the Bible where it talks about these individuals, and while it doesn't necessarily mention the giant specifically, King Og of Bashan, the measurements of his bed are actually given. And
yeah, but that's not exactly a.
Well, the thing is,
granted, you can have a basis off of that. Sure.
You can extrapolate that information to determine how big the gentleman that would lay in that bed was.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, we've got about 11 minutes left on this, and I want to crank through this so you guys can check it out.
Flood myths also talk about how after the waters receded.
By the way, this channel here, the Y Files, I am already subscribed because I do like their channel. Go subscribe there. I definitely want to give them a shout out since we're watching their stuff. But the Y Files, yeah, absolutely check them out.
Did you see his video today about multiverse theory?
I have not caught up on him. I will check that out shortly. But for now, let's wrap this one up so we can get out of here.
A godlike people came down from the sky. These gods gave humans the gift of civilization. and taught them things they had forgotten before the Great Flood. Things like writing, astronomy, and agriculture. Could the city in the Grand Canyon be evidence of this time in history? And if it is, why would anyone want to suppress it? All the information in today's episode comes from 2 front-page articles from the Phoenix Gazette published in 1909. In the years since, mainstream researchers have decided that the articles were a hoax, a fantastic story designed to sell newspapers.
19th century clickbait?
Yep.
The media hasn't changed much.
Unfortunately, that's true. But many people believe the story is real, and the Smithsonian is covering it up.
Smithsonian Public Relations, Marion speaking.
Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
I'm here. Sorry, I was on hold a long time.
How can I help you?
They transferred me to Marion.
Yes, this is Marion.
Okay, great. My name is AJ, and I'm with the Y-Files. We're a YouTube channel that covers mysteries.
Did you say you're from YouTube?
The Y-Files is a channel on YouTube, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about an article that was in the Phoenix, Arizona Gazette in 1909, and they sent me to you. I was hoping to ask you a couple of questions about that.
Okay, let me stop you. No Egyptian artifacts of any kind have ever been found in North or South America.
Sounds like you've given that speech before.
Yes, I get this call a couple of times a year. I can tell you that the Smithsonian has never been involved in anything like this in the Grand Canyon or anywhere.
So, G.E. Kincaid?
There's no record of anyone by that name ever working for the Smithsonian. The whole thing is a hoax.
Yeah, that's the prevailing belief, but the Smithsonian has been accused of covering this up, so...
Yeah, I don't have a response to that.
You probably don't want to talk about giants or giant skeletons, huh?
And goodbye.
That's the official story. Kincaid's cave is a hoax, so no reason to try and find it. Nothing to see here. Even Kincaid himself wanted to keep people out.
First, I would impress that the cavern is nearly inaccessible. The entrance is 1,486 feet down the sheer canyon wall. It is located on government land, and no visitor will be allowed there under penalty of trespass. The scientists wish to work unmolested, without fear of archaeological discoveries being disturbed by curio or relic hunters. A trip there would be fruitless, and the visitor would be sent on his way.
Whether at the request of the Smithsonian or just to protect his find, it was clear that Kincaid wanted to dissuade people from finding the Citadel. But even over 100 years later, that wouldn't stop people from trying. And some of those people, they say they found it. Jerry Wills and his wife Kathy have been studying the Kincaid Cave mystery for years. Their approach was find the original base camp of the explorers, which would lead them to the cave. After years of research and exploring the area where G.E. Kincaid said he found the cave, Jerry and Kathy found a location covered in artifacts from that time. And on the canyon wall just below this area, they believe is the entrance to the underground city. Exploring is difficult though. The entire area where the cave is supposed to be is designated off limits by the federal government.
I saw that coming.
About 1,000 caves have been discovered in the Grand Canyon, many of them man-made, but only about 30 have been mapped, and many of those have been sealed.
Close them off.
Oh, for your safety.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I don't buy the safety excuse either. There are plenty of people who'd be willing to take the risk, and they'd be willing to sign a waiver that says the government isn't responsible if something happens. In fact, people have tried this. The government still says no, it's too dangerous.
How nice of the government to look after us.
Isn't that nice? Then why is it legal to jump out of a plane or ride a roller coaster or drive a car? Some things in life are dangerous, but they're still worth doing. Some other caves in the Grand Canyon have been blocked by steel gates. They say this is to protect the bat population.
Whoa. Did you say bats? We have to protect the bats?
That's what they say.
Well, haven't bats caused enough problems these last few years? Allegedly.
Still, people are...
I think he meant labs, but yes,
I like that.
Willing to risk a fine or imprisonment to find the lost city in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But anyone who goes looking should expect a response. When Jerry and Kathy's team tried to explore the area, suddenly an unmarked plane appeared. Clearly they were being watched. Despite this part of the Grand Canyon being a no-fly zone, and the fact that no aircraft is allowed to fly below the rim, a plane appeared. Jerry Wills is convinced this was a warning. His team was unable to continue their expedition. Exploring the cave from above is almost impossible. But what about exploring it from below, as G.E. Kincaid did? Another group of explorers tried this. As they approached the location, a black helicopter showed up.
What was that, man?
I was going to say, maybe more likely drug runners trying to avoid detection.
Or
It
hey,
could
maybe
be. Could be.
Because where that picture is taken, it is, it looks like it's in the canyon going between. That's below radar. It's extremely risky to do. And it's a small enough plane that if it's just a drug transport, the helicopter makes far more sense because helicopters, granted, they're not as fast as an airplane is, but they're a lot better for search and rescue because they can go lower and they can see lower without having to deal with those terrain hazards, because a helicopter is much more maneuverable at lower altitudes than an airplane ever is capable of.
Makes sense.
Oh, hang on. Here's a crazy theory. They could be planning to do a prequel to Independence Day, and that was just Will Smith practicing for his canyon run.
Fuck off. Let's get back to the goddamn episode.
Then why did he abandon the
tourist
second movie?
Oh.
Whoever said he was smart.
Fair.
All right. Before we get to Will Smith getting bitch slapped, let's get
helicopter, not even a black civilian helicopter, an Apache combat helicopter. When this team explored the area
that is an
above
Apache.
looking for the ventilation shafts Kincaid wrote about and possibly a way down, they found cement blocks in the middle of nowhere. Some of these blocks are platforms near the edge of the rim with hardware and anchors that would be used to assist mountaineers. When asked about this, the authorities say these are reinforcing structures to prevent rock falls. Also in this forbidden zone, rock formations have unusual names. There's
Right. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say bullshit. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way, let's get back to this.
Isis Temple, Tower of Set, Horus, the Cheops Pyramid, and Ra. There's also the Manu Temple, the Buddha Temple, the Krishna Temple, and the Shiva Temple, and many more names that refer to ancient Egyptian and Hindu cultures, cultures that specifically have myths about a god helping civilization after the Great Flood. The official word is, the fact that these names exist within the Grand Canyon's no-go zone is a coincidence. But I don't really believe in those. Do you?
Not where our government's concerned.
David Hatcher Childress is a French author who's published 200 books. He often covers ancient mysteries. He believes the United States government is actively suppressing archaeological discoveries. He mentions that while the film Raiders of the Lost Ark is fiction, the final scene showing the warehouses close to reality. That the Smithsonian, an independent federal agency, is hiding some of the most important discoveries made in the Americas. He says the cover-up began in 1881 with famous geologist John Wesley Powell. Powell appointed Cyrus Thomas the director of the Eastern Mound Division of the Smithsonian Institution's Bureau of Ethnology. When Thomas came to the Smithsonian, he believed there was a race of mound builders that were distinct from and arrived before the American Indians. This school of thought is called diffusionism, which says throughout history, there's been a widespread dispersion of culture and civilization, even across great distances. The Smithsonian took the opposite approach. It promoted isolationism, which says most civilizations are isolated from each other and have little contact, especially when separated by large bodies of water. It was held that the advanced and highly populated civilizations of the Ohio and Mississippi valleys were rare, and that they didn't have contact with other advanced cultures like the Aztecs, the Toltecs, or the Maya. But the Mississippi River runs from Canada all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. To say these cultures were isolated is like saying that people in the Black Sea had no contact with people in the Mediterranean. That's ridiculous. When ancient mounds of the American Midwest are examined, they show the existence of a complex culture. Cities larger than those in Europe at the time. They also show burials of extremely tall people, sometimes 7 or 8 feet tall. When the Spiro mounds were excavated in the 1930s, 7 and 8 foot tall skeletons were found, at a time when the average height of a human male was about 5'6". Those skeletons have been lost. In 1892, stone coffins were discovered in Alabama by Frank Burns during a geological survey. Coffins were about 7.5 feet long, hollowed out by fire and metal chisels. The findings were sent to the Smithsonian. In 1984, this report was found by researcher Frederick J. Pohl. He asked the Smithsonian about this. They said, "We have not been able to find the specimens in our collections, though records show that they were received."
Well, how do you lose giant stone coffins?
That weighed several tons? I don't know.
And never underestimate the incompetence of the federal government.
8 years later, the Smithsonian said they found the coffins.
True.
But they were stored in a warehouse that was contaminated by asbestos, so nobody could go in there to see them. During World War II, a crew was building an airship in Alaska. They excavated a mound that had gigantic human remains, skeletons twice or 3 times the size of a normal human. This report.
Now they're saying 8 feet tall here. By the way, I might have exaggerated by saying 18 feet tall, but you get the minus the 10 extra feet.
No,
you catch the drift.
That's funny.
Sean,
That's the first time
over to
I've
you.
heard. Yeah, I've heard about giants in Alaska. I do know there are some old native stories about taller beings with tails. Imagine more of really tall, not Bigfoot, but like capuchin monkeys that are human height or more, extremely aggressive, and it alleged that they lived out here. Granted, this is not monkey territory. Our habitat is not suitable for that. Sasquatch would be a much more reasonable.
Hang on, Sean. I want to push back ever so slightly. You have a child in school. Have you not seen some of the kids' classmates?
They're not 8 feet tall.
No, but they're monkey-like.
They don't have tails.
Moving right along back into the episode.
You know what I think of?
There's a story that what is it? I got to get the book back again, but I read it. A few explorers went out to unmapped land in the Alaska wilderness. A couple of them were killed. The survivors found this like monkey tribe, and they're playing soccer or hacky sack with their comrades' heads.
Yikes.
So they were
I was just trying to make a joke
cave
there.
dwellers, though. And what they ended up doing is they waited until the quote unquote natives went to sleep in their cave, and then they set the thing on fire.
Yikes.
It's in Alaska Horror Stories. I've got to get another copy of the book because I want to look into that story specifically, because it's one of those really weird things that's like Alaska is such an untamed, unexplored land. If you're going to find a cryptid, it's probably here.
There's actually a very similar story about an encounter with giants here in North America. I don't remember exactly where it was, but allegedly there was a tribe of red-haired giants that were cannibalistic and liked to hunt the rest of the native population in
Don't
that
they
area.
have warning stories about that still to this day?
Mm-hmm. Where apparently the natives got so PO'd with what was going on, they eventually tracked the giants to their home cave, barricaded them in with arrows, lit a fire, and basically smoked them to death.
That I can't speak to, but Dr. Alien von Probenstein, what were you going to say, sir?
Well, you know what I think of when I think of 8 foot tall giants is, boy, they must had a pretty good sized schlong. And don't say that didn't cross your mind. Totally crossed your mind.
It actually, I'm going to just be honest, it didn't cross my mind until you just said that, but now it's crossing my mind. So
yes,
thanks.
now you're wondering about this big thing just swinging in the breeze.
I have no idea what you did to me, but my butt's sore, and now I'm 50 foot tall. I passed out after this, and I woke up the size of a building. What did you do to me?
You'll remember. eventually.
I
It'll
want to
come
be
back.
normal again. I hate being 50 foot tall.
It'll come back in these like dreams, and you'll wake up in like a cold sweat, and it'll be like, was that real? Did this happen?
I hate being able to see over the top of my house.
So basically, what you're saying is it's going to be like most of his bad dates.
Yeah. Well, and on that note, we're going to finish off this episode, do our final thoughts, and get the fuck out of here. We got 3 minutes left. Fuck off.
Report has been confirmed by multiple sources. The Smithsonian collected the findings, and that was the last anyone heard about it. There are stories like this from Alaska all the way down to Mexico City. An amazing discovery is made, the Smithsonian steps in, the story disappears. The saying, skeletons in your closet, means you have secrets you don't want revealed. Secrets that, if discovered, would be embarrassing and possibly dangerous. In the case of the Smithsonian, skeletons in the closet could be taken literally, but the government literally has evidence that an advanced race was in North America long before the native tribes arrived.
Those dirty
Evidence
motherfuckers.
they don't want revealed. Mainstream science says this is nonsense, but the Hopi and other Grand Canyon tribes do believe this. The Hopi say that when the first people emerged from the Grand Canyon, they sent a message to the Temple of the Sun asking for a blessing.
Listen, I know we only have a few minutes left, but anytime a tribe of drunk motherfuckers says the government is lying, I will believe them 100% more than the government telling me that they're just a bunch of drunk motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. You fuck the government. Anyway, back to what we were doing.
Blessing of peace. That messenger hasn't returned. But even today in Hopi villages, at sundown, tribal elders can be seen on rooftops, gazing toward the setting sun, waiting for the messenger to come home. And when he does, the ancient land will be returned to the first people. Now that's an optimistic belief. The United States spent 200 years taking land from the first people. You really think they're going to give it back?
No.
No.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My name is AJ. That's Hecklefish. This has been the Wi-Fi.
All right. Fish and fucking, yeah, got it. Okay, back to the fucking panel. I like his channel. He's pretty cool. So hopefully he didn't mind me fucking stealing his content there to educate the masses. But we'll do final thoughts here and then get the fuck out of here. We're going to start with the guy that muted his mic because that's fair. Sean St. George, your final fucking thoughts, sir. Going once.
So I was making a drink while that was going on, which is why
You son of a bitch.
Dude, dealing with you guys kind of requires some alcohol sometimes.
Yeah, no shit. It's why my liver's failing.
And probably mine too. Although, instead of my usual learn to cook, go do something great with your life, the last part that he said there regarding about a messenger coming back to take them away or recover their land sounds a lot like Revelations.
A little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if anybody else caught on to that, and it sounds like you guys have. And that was the only other thing I was going to comment on about the video.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to shove you in the backstage where probing happens. So we'll see you back there. Let's go on to our next guy. I'm going to drop the link for the after party to any of those of you that are masochistic and want to stick around until 3, 4, 5 in the morning to fuck around with these guys. Let me put that in the MGTOW chat and the Rumble chat really quick. I know I just posted it in YouTube. If I can figure out how to comment again. Okay, I was looking through your chat, so it's way down there. All right, Rumble, here you are. If you want to join the after party, there is a link. Let's go ahead and see who the next unsuspecting victim is. This 50 tall fucking hooker. Let's see what his final thoughts are.
I have no idea what is going on today. Apparently an hour and a half of this stream is missing from me. I don't know what happened. My butt's sore. I passed out, and when I woke up, I was 50 foot tall. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Aliens might be real. Aliens might be real. I don't like being this tall, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not what it's cracked up to be. I mean, I don't like the fact that now I have to duck when airplanes fly across the sky. So, if aliens are real, could you guys, like, you know, reverse this and maybe give me some medicine for my butt? I don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
On that note, we're gonna throw him back there with some fucking anal cream. Hopefully, that solves his problem. Now I'm having technical difficulties with the headphones, so you know it is what it is. The aliens are fucking with everything tonight. Let's go ahead and let's see what this motherfucker has to say about life.
When it comes to aliens, the Space Marines have it right: burn, purge, eliminate.
And if you're outlaw, there's a lot of burning and purging right now, but that's a whole different story. We're gonna
yeah, different type of purge.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there. We're gonna move on to Probenstein. He has a lot to say. We're gonna let him have. You know what? Fuck it. Let me just do my final thoughts. We're gonna let Probenstein have the final say tonight because why not? The truth is fucking out there, and the truth is it's fucking weird, and a lot of it we just still don't know. So we'll figure it out. Wait until you get abducted, and then tell us your story live on air. Send me an email at redpillrhino@hotmail.com about your last anal probing adventure on the USS fucking suck up in space there, and we'll talk about it live on air. There you go. If you were abducted by aliens, contact me, and we'll talk about it. If not, thank you for watching, as always, and have a great night. Let's go to Probenstein here. Oh, wrong button, you motherfucker. There we go.
People of Earth, I and Kyle and some of my friends are your alien overlords. And we're here to tell you that eventually you're all going to get probed. I prefer to use Astroglide or KY if it's available. Kyle, on the other hand, he likes to go raw. So, prepare yourself, because we're coming. And then, once we come, you'll be our slaves. Bitches.
Hold on to your butts.
All right. I got to actually cue some shit up since I was kicked out and abducted twice or three times on my own stream. Jesus. So stand by. We're going to go to the outro now. If you want to join the after party, you're more than welcome to do so. Links are in the chat. I am so sorry about Probenstein. He's thoroughly fucked with all of us tonight. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a blast. I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Don't do anything stupid, and I will see you next time.
We are the arbiters of this society.
Repeat after me. Cosmic Wood Secretary, we must maintain a neutral carbon footprint. Repeat. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs. Repeat. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs. Repeat.
This is a world that we create and manage. The people, they need to be controlled. We will give them truths, but only our truths. They are not to seek information anywhere else.
It is my job to keep order.
So what you saw didn't happen. Erase everything.
You a grunt? I used to be one, and I was good at it.
I know. Things were simpler then. I have some questions.
You need to understand, we're being hunted.
By who?
Bring him to me.
This breaks the world.
Your story isn't over yet. There's still a page left.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you could fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. You're never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you could fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back.